Mr. Dutchy Beats.
You should always be recording, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's how the FBI get you as well.
Just record, and whatever, if it's going to cancel us, yeah, we can edit that shit out. But yeah, man. I wanted AC to be on time for this one because, you know, we got to start. So when we finished the episode last week, literally the day after, DMX died.
Yep.
So it's a rest in peace to Earl DMX Simmons, Darkman X.
It's fucking heavy, man.
Yeah.
It's fucking heavy. Like, I don't know if it's the cumulative effect of just like the last few years in hip hop.
Yeah.
In life.
Everything.
Everything. Like, it's almost too much to take. Like, I've always loved DMX. Like, he's never been like one of my, you know, my all-time top 10. But I've always like kind of loved and respected what he's done.
Yeah.
But it just seems like it's too much at this point.
See, DMX was in and is in my top 10, yeah? And just down to originality, like I always put originality really high up on on my list. Like, if you can have something that makes you different. And obviously, like, just him as a person, innit, is just... There's no way you can... Yeah, like, there's no way you can... like see him and not like him.
Exactly.
Just how really is. When I used to have my Facebook page up, my personal Facebook page, I wrote this long ass like open letter about DMX. And when I deleted the page, man, obviously it went with it, but it was basically just saying we have these kind of like, he's our Tupac, innit? Like, he's another Tupac.
100%. 100% he is. Well, that's what. I mean, I've always kind of had it at the back of my head that DMX was like, you know, Ja Rule came onto the scene and everybody was like, that's a fake Tupac. Like, that was like a kind of, not overtly, but he got like a lot of slack for being like...
You got the fake DMX one as well. You got a lot of slack. But yeah, I know what you're saying.
But I think DMX was possibly in a different way, like the kind of the continuation of the crown for Tupac, for that energy, that same energy, like that energy that he had. Obviously, I mean, if you take Tupac and then add ODB, maybe you've got DMX. But yeah, it's honestly like with Doom and DMX all in one year. It just feels like it's... And Kobe as well, like Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
And there's just all these people that were... And, I mean, it was a little while before, but like Nipsey Hussle as well. Yeah. Like all this stuff that's happening and the world being shit at the moment. It was just... when I didn't want to be like presuming that he would die when we found out about him being in hospital. But with all the reports that were coming back, it just put me onto a downward slide. Yeah. Into just thinking, fucking hell, like, fuck this life, man. Like, what? Fuck this year, fuck this life. Fuck, not in a like a kind of, not in any kind of deep way, but it's just, it's put me onto a proper downer, man.
I think because with the thing with DMX, and you say about that Tupac energy, it's hard to make it in this industry without being industry.
Yeah.
And luckily for DMX had two things really going for him. The first thing was his first two albums that went number one in the same year kept the lights on for Def Jam.
Yeah.
So he was people were kind of always in debt to him in that way, yeah. And having Swiss Beats, who is a very industry person, being able to kind of guide you and keep you... I don't know, not relevant, but just make sure that you're good in as much as you can be. Allow DMX to really just be who he wanted to be and not care. Like, you remember when he because he went away for a little bit and then came back and he did an interview on The Breakfast Club, and somebody said, "Yeah, man, you know, like, what lyricist do you feel like? Rick Ross?" He's like, "Nope, don't like him." Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, okay, I thought you like him." He's like, "Nah, I don't like him." He's like, what about Drake? Nah, I don't like none about him. Don't like his hair. Don't like no like. But there's no one else that can say that. There's no, and I mean they can say it, but there's going to be repercussions.
Yeah.
You can't have no repercussions with DMX because DMX lives outside your industry bubble. He doesn't care about your industry. The industry is almost like it's a kind of like a good faith gesture.
Yeah.
It only affects people who give a fuck about it. He never gave a fuck. He just did him, and for good or bad, man. And that's the same way Tupac was. Tupac was the same way. Tupac's like, I don't care. Like, I'm crazy, but it is what it is. I'm just gonna be me. And I think like when you talk about all the other deaths that have happened in hip hop, like the ones that hit me, like if we go back a little bit, Prodigy, that was probably one of the hardest hitting ones for me.
Same here.
And then after that, Nipsey was, for some reason, I don't know. And it's weird as well, because I don't know what makes me, because obviously I don't know none of these people. I have connections with their music, But even with Nipsey, I wasn't that big of a Nipsey music fan. I
wasn't either.
I'm like, every time I hear a song, I'm like, yeah, that's sick. But I wasn't the person who was like, yo, what his album's dropping? I need to get that album. The only Nipsey album I have is the one that was released like after he died. And I was like, yeah, that's cold.
But the thing, I think you put your finger on it there, where it's the energy that these people brought to the situation rather than, I mean, same with like Tupac. I honestly, and I've said this quite a few times, and it's a bit of like a dirty.
I know what you're going to say, and I agree, but go on.
I'm not the biggest fan of Tupac's music. Like it's never really hit me in the way that it hit a lot of people.
He chose a lot of shit beats.
Because he was moving though, he was doing a lot. He was making a lot of music. So with him, it was just like volume rather than
100%.
Not having a puffy to go. Yeah, no, we're gonna.
I actually disagree with that about the beats. I actually liked his beats. Like I like loads of his beats.
Yeah. Some bit was hit and miss. Like with even like Shock G said, it was hit and miss, and it with Tupac choosing beats. Yeah,
when Dre was there, when Dre was choosing his beats for him, and was involved in the process. Obviously it's Dre and it's Genius is going to be what it is, but even with Tupac, I wasn't a big Tupac fan until after he died, and then when I listened to his music, and even then, it's not me being a fan of his music. I don't really bump Tupac music on the regs, but I'll bump a Biggie track every now and then. I'll definitely bump Prodigy. I'll definitely bump DMX. It's a different thing.
But like if it depends what mood you're feeling, innit? And then you bump Tupac. If you're in if like you want to play like Tears or Me Against the World or Lord Knows or whatever, if you're in a depressive mood, then you bump it and it'll work.
Maybe that's it.
So like I think because he was depressed and he spoke to a lot of people who were depressed in it. So like when I first saw him in Juice, the film, innit, I didn't even know he was a rapper. I just thought he was an actor. So then only like because back then if you didn't have the internet or anything, isn't it? So if you didn't have magazines, didn't have this, that, you wouldn't know what people look like, innit?
No.
I didn't even know Eminem was white until...
I thought he was Puerto Rican or something. Yeah.
I had no idea House of Pain were white. Like, the first time I remember, I had no idea House of Pain were white. When I first heard Jump Around, I just assumed that they were black. I had no idea. But yeah, going back to what we were saying, it's the energy of that person that matters, and that energy being taken out of the world is what is really the impact. Or for me, when it really, really hits, like for Nipsey, DMX, MF Doom. I mean, it was MF Doom. Like for MF Doom and Prodigy, it was about the music because they were both still making. But it was also their energy being taken out of the world. Yeah. Like it's with MF Doom for me, it was like this b-boy creative, abstract energy that I knew you'd never get again. It's kind of the same with Dilla as well. It's just that energy, that like musical energy. But with DMX, Tupac, Nipsey Hussle, it wasn't necessarily all about the music either. It was just the energy that they brought to the world, which is now gone, which will never be seen again. Which is something that really affects me.
It's funny actually, because when DMX. After he died, obviously, it was a bit too raw to like listening to his music. So, you know what I mean? But a week after, that later on in the week, I was like, yo, let me play his first album. I played his first album, and I was like, I don't like a lot of these songs, man.
Nah.
Like, I like Slippin',
Yeah, Slippy's
and like
a great tune.
maybe like 2 or 3 others. But to me, Flesh of My Flesh, that was the album I loved, like literally top to bottom. I loved that. The first album, I was like, why? Maybe I must have. I don't know if I bought the first album when I was young. I don't think I got it when it came out. I think I got the second one. I don't think I had the first one. So I don't
Flesh of
think
My Flesh is the one with Slipping on. That's the second one, isn't it?
Nah,
First-
Slipping's on the first one. Slipping's on.
I thought Slipping's on Flesh of My Flesh.
Nah,
Dark and Hell is Hot. I thought that's the first one, isn't it? It's Dark and Hell is
Let me
Hot.
double check. I haven't got my phone on me. I can't even double check.
I swear, Slipping's on the second one.
Let's do it.
They were in the same year anyway, weren't
Yeah, man,
they?
98.
Yeah, it was the same era anyway.
Oh yeah, 2 albums in 1 year.
Yeah.
Man.
First rapper to do that. Let me see. Let me go. Let's check the track list. Yeah. Yeah. So Rough Riders Anthem is on. It's Dark and Hell is Hot. Damien. Yeah, you're right. It's not even on this one. So what tracks did I like? I liked.
Rough Riders Anthem is.
I like Rough Riders
amazing.
Anthem because that's just nuts. Get At Me Dog was crazy. There's another one. Oh, Stop Being Greedy For My Dogs. There's a few.
Yeah.
The prayer as well. But yeah, man, the Flesh of My Flesh. I was like, yo, this is nuts. Or did I get the other way around? One of them. But yeah.
They both kind of exist in the same space for me. Both those albums, like they're a little bit interchangeable for me because I used to listen to them both at the same
Back to
time,
back.
basically. Yeah.
Nah, man, it was. But yeah, man, I think I'm glad that he was in a. We didn't have to get DMX needs money. Like financially, he was sorted.
Yeah.
And it's funny because he was his next album was already done. It's all done. Like you remember on Drink Champs, he was saying the album's ready to go.
Yeah.
So and he had.
I mean, what I don't like about the situation is like the talk around addiction and all that kind of stuff is like how his death seemed to be a foregone conclusion for some people because he was struggling with addiction and how the addiction is like kind of framed as like some kind of flaw to his character as well, and not being like kind of approached as an illness. I don't know. I think it's something that I think should be a conversation, like a conversation moving forward about addiction, because you can see someone who was, I mean, obviously the man had his problems with the law and stuff like that, but he wasn't broke. He wasn't he had a functioning family and all that kind of stuff, and he was doing work, but the man was still addicted. And that's the calling signs. They're the flags of an illness, in my opinion.
Did you ever see the therapy show that he was on?
No.
Yeah, with his wife. That one.
Man. That was
I
deep,
saw a bit of that.
That was deep. And I feel like because a lot of times, when you hear about a rapper, someone in the public eye who's dealing with addiction, especially with DMX, I was always like, nah, man. Like, and if he is dealing with it, it's probably like, what is it? I don't know, alcohol, maybe a bit of weed. Like, never thought it was like hard drugs.
No.
Because it's such a it's really weird in our community. We got this kind of I don't know, conflict of I don't know, what's the word? It's like a split personality. It's like on one side we're like, yo, we're all selling crack, and then the other side we're like, but nobody does crack. We're like, well, who the fuck you selling it to? Someone's doing it. And seeing watching that therapy show years ago, from what I can remember, was the first time I was like, damn, man, this guy is he's not well. It's not an easy thing. He's really going through it, man. He's really dealing with it. And then even hearing the story of how he even got on drugs in the first place.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, man.
It's like, damn, man. And I think
what was that on?
one.
He described that into like very.
I think it was on
emotionally.
Breakfast Club.
Was he on Breakfast Club?
Yeah, man.
I didn't think he was on Drinks Champs. I knew it was something fairly recent though as well.
That interview was one of the hardest interviews to watch, and it was just like seeing, and that's another thing as well. Like DMX to us is the hardest, He's the hardest, right? So to see him break down crying at that point, and everyone was like, yo, this guy is like, you know what I mean? I felt like the community had compassion for him. It was like, yo, he's definitely going through something, and it's cool that he can be this open with it. And yeah, I don't know. I'm a little bit on the side of I could not it was a foregone conclusion, but it was like, damn, man, I can see something bad happening to him.
Yeah.
Because that's why when I wrote that post on Facebook, this is like going back to like 2017, maybe even before that. And that was the reason. It's probably after watching one of those interviews or something, and just being like, boy, this is not looking good, but I hope he can pull through, man.
Yeah, it's sad, man, because no matter what side of the fence you kind of end up on when it comes to like foregone conclusion, not foregone conclusion, or whatever. I don't think it ever is when you're dealing with addiction. I think someone is just as likely to like kind of to pull themselves out of it as not, to be honest. But whatever DMX did, he was completely open about it, and that's why he got on the Breakfast Club and cried about it. There was no secrets, there was no fronting, there was no like if he was like kind of in a bad time in his life, like going to rehab or pretending to be a policeman or what, like the stuff that he did, he was not. It's not like he made a show out of it, but he was very open about absolutely everything that he did and everything he was going through. I mean, you just had to listen to his albums, and you knew. And that's one of the things about DMX as well. So very similar to Tupac, where if you listen to his albums, you did actually know him quite well.
Yeah.
You would actually get. You would actually get to know the man quite well.
To me, that's kind of like that's what a rapper should be.
Yeah.
You should be well rounded. When it comes down to like telling stories and breaking down your life story and getting people to know you, another sore point, another rapper who I feel like is when DMX died, it's mad. I had this thought in my head like, rah, all we got left is Black Rob, and then literally the day after, I saw this thing about. I didn't know what happened. All I knew, I was listening to a podcast and someone was like, yeah, prayers for Black Rob. And I'm like, wait, what? Like nah, because I was going to post something about Black Rob. This is before I even knew that, and I didn't. And I was like, wait, what's up with Black Rob, man? And,
he's been sick for a while, hasn't he?
I think I knew that.
Yeah.
But again, it kind of all blurs into one because you've got Beanie Siegel who was going through something similar. I think Freeway might have been going through something similar.
Yeah,
and had,
Freeway
like,
definitely
family.
was. Yeah.
Right, so I'm like, I know he was ill, but I wasn't sure how ill. And then
I think Freeway was like, because Freeway, I think he actually had like a kidney transplant.
Yeah,
Freeway, so that's something like that. But like Black Rob had like 6 strokes over the last like kind of 10 years or something. Like he's and I think what the video of him again, like I saw that video of him, and I'm not sure if that was exploitative or not. Like asking about is it like the guy was in the middle of something very, very deep. He was apparently having dialysis, and they were asking him about DMX, and he looked like he was dying there on the spot while they were talking to him, and that's caused trauma in my head. It really has to see a man going through that. Now I've got very mixed feelings about that, but apparently off the back of that, like Diddy's now got involved, and there's a few people like there's been a GoFundMe started for him because apparently I don't know if any of this is like 100% true because I listen to the same media as everybody else, like Hip Hop DX and stuff like that. But he was saying that he's homeless. Like he's in a real fucked up position, and maybe off the back of that video, there's like kind of there's some help that's being offered to him off the back of it. But still, at the same time, to see that the day after DMX dies, or the day after DMX gets went into a coma, I can't remember which one it was. That was traumatic, man.
Yeah, man. It's mad as well, man. It's just like you see, he made whoa, man. Come on, like,
yeah, exactly.
And the
had a bad deal.
Maybe. The young me is like, when I was young, these guys were superheroes, man.
Yeah.
These guys were like the ones I'm trying to be like. And then to see stuff like this, and it's just like, what the hell, man? Like, what's actually going on? Like, how do you really got to look after yourself? And especially, I was listening to Black Rob's album yesterday. I like listening to Life Story, and it's like Life Story. Apart from being an incredible album, it's a story about a guy who's come from the bottom of the bottom, the same as DMX, but made it to this point, like actually got out of it. And then to see him get back into it, and it just seems like him, Beanie, like DMX, it's like these guys come from so low, get up so high, and somehow just end up back down again. It's a scary thing in my head, because I'm the kind of person who's always like, I like to feel like, yo, I've come far, but in that thought of, boy, ever going back or ever being in a position that gets you back to a certain place, you're just like...
I tell you what, a lot of the time it's illness. Like, it's not taking care of yourself, an illness that will take you back to that point again. Yeah. Like, and that's the mad thing about it. Now, like, I truly believe that DMX had an illness. I believe that's in it. I believe addiction is an illness. But yeah, the inability to work, the medical bills, all this different kind of stuff that stacks up against you. Scary, man. That's another reason just to take care of yourself.
I was watching, you know what's mad as well? I was watching his interview with Young Buck, yeah?
People should just leave America.
America's a trap.
If you ain't got NHS, you ain't got no National Health Service. When you get those medical bills, you could be going broke. If you ain't got insurance, you're fucked.
The scary thing is, over the last like kind of few years, and you're talking about superheroes, Jenny, the amount of people that I considered superheroes when I was younger, seeing their Twitter accounts with GoFundMes for their like kind of medical bills.
Yeah.
Like, there's no point in mentioning really any of them, but one specifically was DJ Spinner. It's like, fucking hell, DJ Spinner. Like you would have thought DJ Spinner would be in the same position as, like, I don't know, like a Just Blaze or someone like that. Like, there's completely flossing off their back catalogue and blah, blah, blah. But it's not the case.
It's mad, but going back to this Young Buck interview and him talking about how he ended up in jail, this is crazy. So he, and how he's kind of like, his whole career kind of fell apart and how he's getting it back. He's doing pretty well, to be fair. But, so he had a felony charge, or maybe a misdemeanor charge, over when he stabbed Dre, right? And so that issue has been dealt with. He was doing good. Money problems came about, not because he didn't have any money, but because his accountant was a G-Unit accountant, 50 Cent accountant. So he didn't know what was going on with his money. They hit him up like, yo, you owe us $3 million or something. He's like, I ain't got that. So they go to repo his house. As they're repoing his house, they find a gun. So that, already him being on parole, that gives him his recourse, and now he's in jail. When he's in jail, obviously everything goes to hell, innit? So he loses everything. And it's like, just that kind of like course of events just made everything spiral by really just not having someone looking after your money correctly. Like, it's crazy the things that can happen and how it can happen, and you can go from being somebody who's super up to being someone who's super down, man.
Mate, money's like an F1 car. You gotta treat it right, otherwise it's gonna fucking crash and kill you. Like, it's mad how fast that can get out of control.
Because it costs.
If you haven't got the.
Listen,
it costs to be broke. It costs to be broke.
But it costs to be rich too. When you're living illegal, like, all your money's your money. Like, your overheads really don't exist, and your money's yours. No one can really touch it. But you can get locked and then lose it all. But your money's your money. When you're making money legally, you have to pay for everything. Yeah. Like, you're paying taxes on everything. Everything has to be dealt with and dealt with accordingly. And the higher up you go, the mad, like, the worse it becomes. And
but that's how they got Fat Joe as well, wasn't it? Like, Fat Joe, for being a gangster, had never been in jail before, and they got him for, like, he owed, like, whatever it was, like $4 million or something like that in back taxes, and they sent him to jail for it.
How long was he in jail for?
Not that long, like a year or something like that.
I don't think he did that, but it's still. But it's like, you shouldn't be going to prison. No. Like, you shouldn't be going to prison over taxes that probably aren't, like, obviously you need to have responsibility over your finances, but the system is set up to really get those people, and it's not the super rich, it's the ones it's the newly rich. They're the ones who get hit with it the most because they don't know how to deal with certain things. You haven't got your the proper accountants in place who know what to do. Like, man, yeah, it's mad. I don't want to talk about that too much on here because I'm super. I swear, HMRC listen to everything. They got
mate,
spies
a company's
everywhere.
house are after me at the moment for. Don't even want to. Yeah, it's not even my personal taxes; it's my corporation taxes. It's not the biggest issue in the world, but like I own a limited company, so like I went over my marginally over my because the most tax efficient thing is to give yourself, instead of paying yourself, you're giving yourself loans from your director's account.
Yep.
And then you bring the money back in and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
It just becomes more tax efficient.
Yeah.
I just didn't bring anything back in this year. I didn't put any of my receipts back in or anything like that, and they fucking hit me with a fine. It's like tripled my my corporation tax. So fuck it. It can happen to, and I'm all right with with taxes and money and stuff like that. I don't even talk about how much I earn. I'm usually all right with it. It's just something that sits in the background that I don't really think about very much.
I just figure you're rich. I've always just figured.
No, I'm definitely not rich, but I'm not poor. I'm definitely not poor. I don't talk about money. Like I don't, and I never have. Like I've never stressed about money, like or anything like that. It's always been like kind of creativity and progress over money. But then you don't really like kind of pay any attention to it for a little while. Then the man will come along and kick you up the arse with a fine.
Those things, yeah, they're crazy, man. Like I've had a fine twice, maybe.
Yeah.
And yeah, my accountant was just like, pay it and deal with it after. Pay it now, deal with it after. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
It hurt, and one of them I didn't even get the money back, man. One of them I didn't get the money back. And I'm
supposed to get the money back from this one if I pay it within however long, I can't remember, but I get the money back. But I'm never seeing that fucking money.
Nah, because you know what it is I don't have the time to go through. There's a big box of paperwork up there that I'll have to go through, call them up. I know this is really boring to listeners, but whatever. I have to call them up and they're going to go get all the numbers, and it's like, I can't even be bothered, man.
Nah.
Just whatever. But yeah, man. But speaking of rappers being down and rappers being up, Nas made 100 mil when Coinbase went public.
Fucking hell.
And he was an early investor.
Yeah.
And man, Nas is moving up, man. Nas is moving up.
Nas is always going to move up. Like Nas, no matter what, Nas is going to win. Like when it comes to his investments, he's either done it. It wouldn't surprise me if he's done it or he's put someone in position to do it. But he's always making the right choices when it comes to investments.
I'm always making the wrong fucking choices, man. I was looking at my because of the Coinbase thing, and I was like, let me go on Coinbase and see what's popping in it. So I went on my Coinbase and I was like, okay, I've got a bit of money in there. But then I was like, I had Bitcoin money in there from way before, and if I had left that, I'd have at least, I don't even know, I'd have a good chunk right now, man. I'd have enough to. I'd have a house deposit. Right now. And I'm just like, damn, man. And then I was like, but wait, if I went before, because Last Resort, who used to be my engineer, Last Resort was on this early.
Yeah, didn't he do a TED talk on it or something? Or something? He's been on it pretty hard though.
But he's been on it hard. And he must have, this is going back to like 2014. I remember him saying, "Yeah, man, it's gonna put a little bit in it, boom, boom, boom," and like he's caking. I don't want to put his business out there, but yeah, man, he
won. Put it this way: I used to see him walking around in Ladbroke Grove when we were all in Ladbroke Grove. I used to see him walking around Ladbroke Grove looking like a bum, like seriously, like. No diss to Last Resort, but you know those white hip hop kids that wear way too baggy jeans and like a 15-year-old stussy jumper. Like I'm like, yes, Gareth, you all right? And I'm like, is that Gareth or is that someone homeless? Like the next thing I see, he's buying Gucci belts. Like literally, like months later. Months later, I check him on Facebook, and he's got a place in the country. He's like got his own like little greenhouse where he's growing shit,
Yeah.
like his own vegetables, ordering like designer shit off of eBay.
Every day, man. I went to his yard and he's like, yeah, that's my office over there. That's my wife's office over there. Then we got kind of like a joint office room that we don't really use. Yeah, that's our boo got. I was like, damn, like, he's killing it. But yeah, he used to be sleeping in the studio, man. He was like, at one point he was so I don't want to say depressed, but he was down because what was happening was he was just working. He was overworked.
Yeah. I met up with him for a few drinks in that period.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Like, so you lot were neighbours pretty much.
Yeah, but we were right next to each other.
He was overworked, wasn't getting what he wanted to get out of music, and then this one day he just walked away from it, man. Just literally one day just left it. Didn't tell anyone what he was doing. Just disappeared.
Oh, so does he not do music anymore?
Nope.
Oh.
Nah, man.
I know he was like experimenting with a few bits. Like I don't think he's doing music as a professional,
not as that.
or whatever,
Yeah, He'll do bits and pieces for fun, but
talking about come ups. The fucking Yeezys. Have you seen the Yeezy prototypes? They've just been so there's one pair of Nike Yeezy prototypes, right? So you know before Kanye West was Adidas, he was at Nike. Right. And he left because he didn't get any ownership over it. He made the right move because that's how he made all his money. Yeah. But the Nike Yeezys were actually like kind of very good looking shoes, and they were like proper hype beast. Everybody wanted them. And they've just released a pair of prototypes that he actually wore at a gig. Like, these are one of ones. They don't exist anywhere else. And I can't remember what auction house they're at, but they've just been valued at £1 million.
So,
they look good.
$1 million.
Kanye West prototypes, Yeezys.
Share the screen, man. Share the screen. Let's see that.
You ain't gonna see it too much.
Oh, you got it on there.
Yeah. You go online and check it, man.
So they don't look weird like the other ones.
Nah, they look kind of they got a kind of a Reebok, Jordan kind of feel.
They were a little bit. I remember them well. They were like a little bit weird at the time because like the trend at the time was very traditional. So like the toe is very traditional. They look like the kind of I think they're called the hyper jumps or something like that. They look kind of very similar to them, but the back is all like kind of plasticky and ridged. And they were a little bit of like a weird flex at the time, but people went crazy for them, absolutely mental for them. I've never seen, and I say this with all like kind of all authenticity, I've never seen a pair of trainers more bootlegged and more people wearing bootleg versions of those trainers than I've seen anywhere else. Because you don't really get the fake trainer trend as much anymore. At that time, the fake trainer stuff was... I mean, admit it, I had a couple of bootlegs that I bought from a market in China of stuff that you just wouldn't buy, you wouldn't be able to get anywhere else, like the Air Force One tattoos and stuff like that you just wouldn't be able to get anywhere. But I've never seen more people walking around in like a £200 pair of trainers that are blatantly not a £200 pair of trainers. They ended up looking like Uggs at the back and stuff like that.
They look a bit like Hirachis, innit? They look a bit like Hirachis with that thing over the top.
They look like the Air Trainer ones with that thing over the top. You know, so those Hirachis, those Hirachis that you're talking about, the Air Trainer ones with that strap over the top. I think that's probably where he got the inspiration. All there was the Bo Diddleys as well, like the Air Turfs. They look like them. But yeah, I can't believe. Well, I can believe because I've heard people all day going, well, "It's just a pair of trainers. It's just a pair of trainers," and it's like, well, it's not. It's a one-on-one asset that if someone buys it, is only going to fucking go up in. Because you look at Yeezy now, he's created this entire culture around himself, where everything he does is worth a shit ton of money. It's the same difference as saying, oh, it's a pair of trainers, as to like you getting a Picasso and saying, well, it's just like a live, laugh, love picture that you get down Wilco's. Like, it's not the same thing.
I got in the sneakers app.
Have you ever won anything on there?
I ain't even got like. I haven't know how to use it properly, man. I'm like trying to find the right kicks that are coming up, and I think I added myself to like get a notification when these new Jordans drop.
What's that? That Stock X one or Sneak Apps?
No, this is sneakers.
This is
SNK. RS or whatever it is. That's the Nike one, isn't it?
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's the
I've seen
one
that,
with
yeah.
loads of controversy around it because no one
one's
ever
getting
actually
anything.
wins. Yeah, no one ever actually wins anything on there.
And nothing's in stock either, man. Like every time
Nah.
you go to check something, it's like, nah, not in stock.
That's
so
the one-
apparently,
Sorry,
they got
go on.
I was gonna say they got the Jordan's Hyper Royal coming out. Jordan 1's Hyper Royal coming out on. Wait, the draw opens at tomorrow. No, day after tomorrow, 8:00. So I'm gonna try and go for them.
Go for it and let us know how it goes next week because you're not going to win them because no one ever wins. Because you know that was. Did you hear about the? I think it was the son of the general manager of Nike.
Right.
Oh,
wait, go on. Yeah. Go on.
Basically, there's this. He's been covered in like a few different magazines. Like Forbes magazine covered him, and he was like this guy that covered over his face and blah blah blah. And he's like the biggest reseller in the world, and he's made hundreds of thousands of dollars out of like kind of buying sneakers and reselling them for like inflated prices. And
So that's
stuff like
insider trading then, isn't it?
Yes, it's the general manager's daughter. She quit, but to the point where he was buying shit on the sneakers app with the Nike like kind of corporate card.
Okay, so he was using his mum's card, yeah.
Yeah, he's a proper little dick as well. Like he's a proper little dickhead.
But she wasn't like he wasn't getting the insider though. She wasn't giving him the scoop. And what he was doing was totally different from what she was doing.
True, but apparently he was using the Nike. He was using the Nike discount at the outlet stores to buy up mass amounts of trainers, and then because obviously it's like you seen the store in the Drake. In the Drake video, yeah. So he was going in there and using the Nike discount buying. I mean, what the fuck did they think he was doing? Going in there and buying like 30 pairs of kicks in different sizes. What do you think he was doing? He's a reseller.
And he's got his own warehouse, like
literally has
his warehouse is packed, like. But I was thinking, I was like, man, that's well short-sighted because I'm guessing that she had a really good job and she was getting money,
banging job, yeah.
Like she was killing it, and you just messed that up. And obviously, she ain't hurting for money. She'll be cool, but she'll lay low for a little bit and go get a job at Adidas or Reebok or something, whatever. But like. A lot of times, man, I just see these people that got money just do stupid shit. I'm like, why would you do that? Like, why would you mess up? It's the goose that laid the golden egg. There's still stuff you can do while working within the guidelines, man.
Yeah. Number one rule: don't fuck up the bag.
Yeah, man. Never get high in your own supply.
Exactly. Never give your son the corporate card so he can fucking start his own multi-million-pound business.
Or madman.
I'm not a sneakerhead at all, man. But I kind of want to like just buy some so I can resell them.
Yeah, 100%.
Just for a bit of fun.
So all you have to do is just look at what everybody's getting hyped up about on. There's loads of Instagram like kind of pages for it.
Yeah.
But basically, buy anything by Travis Scott. Have you seen the new Travis Scott Air Max 1s?
Nah.
They're actually banging as well. Like I've got a real soft spot for the Travis Scott stuff. Like the Travis Scott Jordan 6s were fucking amazing.
Did you see the Marvel Air Jordan 1 and Air Jordan 1 mid?
No,
thing?
what Marvel did they
It's
do?
not real, innit? This guy just made a load of them and they look sick for each character.
Yeah.
And they had like color schemes for each character and little badges on them and everything. It looked well good, man. I was like, right,
the little Nas X ones. They made a God one, the two sides, a God one and a Devil one.
Oh, they made a good one now.
They did the God one before. The God one came out before.
Yeah, the same company made the Heaven ones. Yeah.
Oh, what do they look like? What are the Heaven ones?
The same but white, basically.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they got any blood in.
What have they got? What liquid is in there then?
I don't know.
That was holy water.
Holy water.
Yeah.
I was going to say something really raggo then, but I'm not going to.
What were you going to say?
Quiet boy, come.
I thought, I didn't know you were going to take it quite that far. I thought you were going to say like Jesus' ejaculation.
These Travis Scott Air Force Ones. I'm not feeling them, man.
No.
The Air Force Ones?
Yeah, the silver.
No, look at the Air Max ones.
Oh, wait, what? Oh, Air Max ones. All right, okay.
Yeah, the Air Force ones they're all right. The Air Max ones. Oh, you replied on it, AC.
Sorry, man, I just got home in it. One sec.
Hold on, let me find them. Travis Scott.
The Travis Scott Cactus Jack Jordans, they're all right.
Yeah, I did.
They're
Yeah, here we
ugly,
go.
but if you like Jordans, I can see like why you would like them. I don't like Jordan 1s, but
Yeah, these ones are fucking banging. They're really nice.
oh, sick. Okay.
Those, but they can't. There's like 4 or 5 different colours.
See.
Those ones are fucking banging as well.
Okay.
Because he does this whole thing where he like reverses the
The
tick.
Nike tick, yeah.
Yeah, that looks weird.
Yeah, hold on. See his Air Jordan 6s. Air Jordan 6.
Hey, if you're listening to this audio only, I'd like to apologise. not only is talking about trainers fucking boring anyway, but us showing each other pictures or photos, not only podcast. Some of the dumbest shit we've done. But
They look alright.
They're fucking banging. They got a little pocket on the side as well. Yeah, this episode ain't a winner. It's going to be
shows
short.
The guys. I'm doing a. Or was it called?
Yeah. Commentary.
Audio description.
Audio description.
Terry shows the guys some trainers. They're grey trainers. They look very good.
Terry and Jen talk about accounting and getting fined by HMRC for way too long.
Way too
AC sits
fucking
in silence in his fucking mental flat.
while breathing into the mic.
I had it on mute, man. I was eating the Monster Munch, innit? I
saw you eat.
What the fuck is there to talk about? What the fuck's going on? Actually, yeah, there is stuff to talk about.
Them.
Nah, because I've got one more episode to watch.
Oh, you've only got one more.
Yeah, man, I've got one more episode.
We can still talk about what we've seen.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. Have you seen
we'll
it,
save
Terry?
We'll save that till later. We'll save the
Okay.
TV stuff till after.
What about...
But let me talk about
with the DMX thing, yeah, like
yeah.
how they're treating him is kind of like how they treated Kurt Cobain when Kurt Cobain killed himself. I remember like, all of the things were just concentrating on his mental health and his drug habit and all that kind of stuff. So they do this to everyone when they pass. That's what they're gonna make the most out of, isn't it? So
Yeah, so I tell you what though, what they did, I think it was the New York Post, on the front of the New York Post, because obviously what's his face died the same day.
Philip.
Yeah, whatever
Yeah.
his name is.
The old guy.
Yeah, the old boy, the paedophile protector.
Nazi
That
guy.
part. Yeah. The racist, what's his name?
I don't even know.
Prince Philip.
Prince John.
Queen's
That's it.
the Queen's thing, innit? The Queen's
Yeah.
what's
Queen's
The
husband.
Queen's cousin. Yeah.
cousin. Her fuckboy.
So they put a picture of him up and said, "Beloved Prince dies at 99." This is on the cover of the New York Post.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one.
Beloved
Yeah.
Prince dies at 99, and then troubled rapper dies at 50. Like them right next to each other, and it's like,
And
So
they had it, the Prince and the rapper, like the Prince and the Pauper, innit?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That play on
It's
that.
like, the
Yeah.
fuck? He taught. But you know what? Okay. All right. I'm trying to stop. Who was it? Dave Blackman, yeah. He was like, bro, they do this shit on purpose, man, to get your energy, man, to like get you pissed off about stuff. And it's like,
Yeah, because they're the aliens
Fuck
that
it.
feed off the energy, innit? They feed off anger and fear. They're the ones that are telling them to write the stories, man.
but okay, this goes into a point I wanted to raise anyway.
Yeah.
We need to get to a point where we start doing journalistic, what's the word? I don't know. What's the word when you make him accountability?
okay,
Journalistic accountability. And it's funny because one time there was a Daily Mail post about Wiley and Skepta, and it was a bad post.
yeah.
And everyone's going, Daily Mail, like this. I'm like, nah, man, put the names up. So I added the names of the journalists who wrote the story. And they both put their pages on private straight away. They were getting abuse. And it's like, to me, I'm like, stop talking about, the BBC did this, Daily Mail did this, so and so. Who did it? Like, give me some names. Tell me who actually did it. Because they're almost allowed to, they're allowed to kind of fly under the radar. And it's like, nah, you want to put people on blast, then let's put you on blast. Let's see your face. Let's find out who the fuck you are.
Yeah.
Like, that's the way it needs to be. There needs to be way more accountability when it comes to what journalists do and what we let them get away with.
Well, that's exactly like when Dave was at the Brits. Dave absolutely murked out the Brits. Like, did an amazing performance, won a load of awards. Like, however old he was at the time, like 21 at the time, won an award for his album, which he he basically created single-handedly.
Yep.
Like he's like an absolutely amazing artist. The next day on the front of the paper, they're talking about his brother being in jail.
Yeah. So it's
What
like,
the
cool,
fuck?
cool. It's like, who's talking about my brother?
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
your name? Who the fuck is your brother? Who's your sister? Who's your mum? Who's your
Yeah,
dad?
yeah, yeah.
Let's see what your family do. You want to talk about what we do? Let's see what the fuck you do.
Yeah.
Let's put you on blast because we know what Twitter can do. We know what social media can do. So it's like, to me, that's the way it has to be. It's like, if we're gonna play this game, let's play this game then.
Yeah,
If that's what it is,
If that's what it is.
that's what it is. Let's do it. That's the rules. Who the fuck are you? Like, what have you been doing?
Yeah.
To me, that's how it should be, man. Because
Yeah.
we let them get away with way too much.
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
reason that they feel they're entitled to do that is because no one ever pulls them up on it. It's like you can
Yeah.
say whatever the fuck you want. No, you cannot.
No.
We want to find out who the fuck you are.
Exactly. Well, that's like, to take it away from the subject a tiny little bit, but still kind of on the same road. Did you see the little viral video of the pretty young black man being harassed by an absolutely humongous, great big bald white dude in the
Yeah.
middle of the street just for walking down the street? Did you
Yeah.
see today the
Where? In America or England?
In America.
No, this is in America.
Oh.
It's like he's just walking down the street doing nothing to anybody, and the
What, in the
guy's-
middle of the road or in that pavement?
No, just in the
Oh,
pavement,
pavement,
just in
yeah,
like a little
okay.
housing estate.
Yeah.
And so the guy's massively bothering him, ends up like kind of pretty much assaulting him, like kind of
No,
pushing him
he
around.
did
and
assault
stuff.
him.
Yeah,
He's
he
been
did
charged
assault
with
him,
third
yeah.
degree assault.
Oh, there you
And
go.
battery. So
There you go. So, and then so he's been charged now.
yeah.
Yeah, wicked. So today I saw all the, and it's talking about accountability. They found out who he was, and there's a protest outside his house. Like the
Man.
press is there, like everybody's like kind of protesting outside
His
his
front
house.
garden looked like fucking carnival.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it's crazy.
And I'm like, that's cool. Like,
Yeah.
the only thing I was thinking, I was like, you just make sure the feds don't come down and start tasing people and shit.
Yeah,
And shooting
yeah.
people up. But this is the beauty of the where we are at the moment. And there is a flip side to it. But this idea, the funniest part of that whole story is the reason why he got arrested is because there was footage of it. And you know who
Yeah.
took the footage? His fucking wife took the footage. Because his wife thought they were in the right.
Bruh.
His wife, her idea was, because we are who we are, we can do what we want. And
So
it's
yeah,
like, no,
what was their problem with the guy? So he was walking that.
They was black and he was walking through there.
That's
there,
what they
and they didn't recognise him.
Oh, what a
like,
dick.
He lived there though. Like he
Listen.
lived a couple of streets
Yeah,
away
yeah.
or whatever.
I'm gonna tell you.
That don't matter,
I'm gonna
does
tell
it?
you now. I'm gonna tell you now. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you stop me in my neighborhood, say, "Yo, you live here," it's gonna be a fucking long day for
Yeah.
you. A long fucking day for you. Like, and this is the thing. It's another thing as well. I've noticed as well. I saw this other clip about someone on the train and this woman's trying to read a paper and this guy rips out her hand because a paper was touching him or something. Yeah. And no one sits on it. No one did anything. It's almost like these people know who they can. Duppy know who to frighten, innit? Like,
So
they
where's
know who
that,
they
in
can
England
fuck.
or America
This
as
was in
well?
England. This
England,
was
yeah.
England.
Yeah.
And I tell you, I say this all the time, man. The day you try that shit with me, I tell you one thing, there won't be no fucking footage because I'm gonna tell, if anyone's filming, put your phone away. Put your phone away because no face, no case. And it's gonna be a long day for you.
Yeah.
Like, there's certain people you can do certain things with and certain people you can't. And the ones who I mean get violated, it's cool that they have people that can stand up and say, yo, this is wrong. Things need to stop. And we're in a place now where there's cameras everywhere, everything's written down. A lot of stuff in history got whitewashed and got, you know what I mean? They fucked it over because they could hide stuff. You can't really hide things now. There's nowhere to hide, which is a good thing and a bad thing. It's good because it means that, yeah, we can actually see what's going on. So that means we can actually make changes and protest. But on the flip side, they're trying to stop us protesting. And also they're doing things where they're just straight up being, yo, Boris is like, yeah, I spent 120 on my bitch. What the fuck? What are you gonna do about it? Like, what are you gonna do about it?
It's the entitlement. It's the pure entitlement that's involved because it was like that. I don't know if you saw during the Black Lives Matter protests. Like there was he was an older Asian guy standing outside his own house, and he had written on the side of his own house, "Black Lives Matter." And then a couple walked past. she owned like a cosmetics company, and
Yeah.
they started having a go at him because
Yeah.
he was vandalising someone else's house, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was his house.
Yep.
And they were going, well,
Jeez.
we know who lives here, and blah blah blah. And they were fine with being filmed. I think it was one of their friends that was filming it.
Yeah.
And it was like, this is what we're talking about.
And where was this? America or
This
England?
is in America.
It's England, yeah. Oh, sorry,
No, that
sorry,
was
in
America.
America.
Yeah,
in San Francisco. So, it doesn't matter if it's in America or England or wherever. This entitlement exists globally with people that think that they can talk to and act to and treat people in a certain way.
Yeah.
Because of their entitlement, and I want to say their white entitlement. She got fucking balled out for it as well. Like she lost all her, she owned like a cosmetics company. She lost all the contracts with all the cosmetics companies and stuff like that. She wasn't thinking about that when she was doing that.
Of course not.
Because her entitlement went boom in the middle, and she's not thinking that this not white man would be able to own that house in that neighborhood. That's all she's thinking, and she was super condescending as well. She was going, but I know the people that own this house. It's like, you don't.
don't
You're a
know
liar.
shit.
You're a fucking
yeah.
liar. You. This may be your neighbourhood, but you don't know me. You don't know this house, obviously, and you don't know the person that owns this house. But you're fucking lying because your entitlement tells you otherwise.
And you know what? Yeah, that's
Sorry,
it's
go
quite
on, go on. Yeah.
But like, this is the problem, man. When you act in a certain way, yeah. So, this only place I want to go with this, but I know you got to go, Terry. But I'm gonna try and get to.
I can push it to quarter past. Go.
All right, cool. So we live in an era where the view of who certain people are is the narrative is really run by the media. It's what we see. So some people live in places where they don't have any black people around them. So the only black people they see are on TV or on rap videos or whatever. So they have this idea of what a black person is. The narrative.
This is what I was talking about the other week.
Yeah, 100%. So the narrative of like, oh, yeah, these guys are dangerous or criminals or whatever. And so what happens is a situation happens where they see a black guy just walking. They be like, oh shit, I know black guys. They're dangerous. So they get on their scared shit. They go and talk to this person. The person's minded their own business. Like, who the fuck are you? Get the fuck away from me. They try some shit. Hopefully the person doesn't get shot and died. But there's gonna be, you know what I mean? There's gonna be like there's gonna be comeuppance. People are gonna, like I said, his front garden looks like carnival right now.
Yeah, it does.
What it does though, it puts them into more danger now, because now when you have a real criminal that's really doing some shit, they're gonna be too scared to do anything about it, because now they don't know. Now I mean, it's like if you can see someone doing something you don't think they're supposed to be doing, and you can look at them, I think they don't like doing anything criminal, leave them. Mind your fucking business.
Yeah.
If you see someone doing something that's a criminal activity, then yeah, that's different. But that's the problem. It's like the boy who cried wolf. You lot keep doing this because you're too scary, man. You're too scared of shit. Every time you see a black person, you're all jumpy and shaky. To me, it's just like it makes no sense, man. It makes no sense. And all you're
Imagine
doing
the
is putting yourself in
entitlement that
danger.
you've got in your head to think that you can stop and question anybody on the street.
Yeah, really, unless they're in your private property.
Yeah,
or they're
if someone's in my
your
garden,
space.
or if someone's trying to get in my front door, then it doesn't matter. But like, if someone's just walking down the street that I don't like the look of, it happens all the time. I live in fucking Luton. Who the fuck am I to stop someone just because I don't like the look of them? Like, yes, I own a property over there. That doesn't mean that someone can't walk past my fucking house.
Yeah.
I'll be out shouting at cars. What the fuck are you doing here?
Like, you're not wearing no Carhartt. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You weirdo.
Have you never even heard Illmatic, dickheads?
You'd be like that Ronnie Pickering, innit?
You know where I am?
You know who I am?
He goes, should I? He goes, should I know?
It just proves the racists live in a fucking world of their own. They live in this imaginary fucking Disneyland of whiteness where they think they're entitled to do whatever the fuck they want just because they don't like the look of you, just because because there's something that's infringing on their world that doesn't like kind of fully fall into like the the agenda of exactly what they want to see. It's fucking racist, man. They're fucking idiots. And the thing is, that guy works in the army, doesn't he?
Yep.
He's an officer in the army. He's surrounded by black people all day, every day.
Yeah.
The amount of black people that in the American military,
Yep.
like how. And it's like I can't remember exactly what it was, but
There's more ethnic minorities than white people in the American military.
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
Because what they do is they go out and
They
fucking
pay their
recruit-
uni fees.
Yeah, they go and recruit in underprivileged areas. But there was a other fucking. I don't want to repeat the story because I can't actually remember it properly. But there was the other officer, like high-ranking sergeant or whatever he was, that there was a telephone call recorded of him, and like all the people he worked with are black and blah blah blah, and he was being racist about Beyonce on the fucking Super Bowl.
Damn.
Like being really fucking racist as well, and he lost his job the next day. Once that came out, he lost his job.
See,
People-
to me,
Sorry,
as
go
long
on.
as there's repercussions, then I feel like it's things are working, man. Like you should be. Stuff happens, and then you get, you know what I mean, you get your punishment. Then I'm like, okay,
Yeah, yeah.
cool. The system's working. When you said that-
Even you know when you were saying about those journalists who are writing the shit in Daily
Yeah.
Mail and whatever, they got a lot of entitlement as well to think that they can go and write fake stuff about people and then have
That's all the
Twitters.
press has ever done.
Yeah, but actually they've got Twitter. There's the same like with the News of the World thing. Some of them were working for the Sun after that, and one of them was trying to screw my boy over. So I must have tweeted him as well, like, and he just straight away blocked, innit? So it's like they're real slime balls, innit? And they must have self-awareness. I don't know.
yeah,
If that's your everyday operating, that's how you make money. That's how your job operates. Then you're not gonna stop. You're just gonna block people. For any kind of recall. Because on the whole, they must do this over and over and over and over and over and over again to people all the time with absolutely no recourse whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's just that 1 in 100 that kind of pulls them back and goes, "Well, you're not doing that to me." And that's when they get called out, and that's when they get fucking aired about it and stuff like that. But ultimately, everybody forgets about it in a month. They get another job and they do it again.
the other day,
Yeah, because these guys went from News of the World to Sun.
Yeah, the other day
Look
I
at
checked.
fucking Piers Morgan.
They did
Look at
a,
Piers Morgan. Like Piers Morgan is the fucking king of that, like tapping people's phones, lying. Like when he was the editor of the Mirror, and then he goes on to be like an international media star. But I mean, the truth comes out in the end. A piece of shit.
What truth came out about him now?
He's a racist piece of shit.
Oh, which about the lady? What's her name? Megan.
What's her? Yeah, Megan. What's her face?
Yeah.
He's a cunt, man.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of these, especially in the media, it's all about clicks, isn't it?
Do you think Piers Morgan is racist, or what did he say that was racist though? Or is it he just wanted to bang Megan and she wasn't on it? That's all it is, and now he's just gone.
Do you know
mad.
what? Do you know what? I like personally. There's a lot of these guys that people think are racist. I don't think are racist. They might hold some racist views, yeah. And the problem is with a lot of racism, and I guess white privilege and white supremacy, it's insidious. It's insidious. So there's a lot of things that people do without even realizing why they do it.
Yeah, unconscious.
Yeah, man. And so I feel like with him, there's a lot of that going on. But I don't think he's the kind of person who's going to be like, there's a black person that I don't. So
No.
because
I remember remember when he was in America and he had his show out there and he interviewed the girl who was the witness for Trayvon Martin.
Yeah.
And then he was saying she's a smart cookie and everything, and he was like praising her and all this kind of stuff.
But to me, that don't mean you're not racist, though.
No, it doesn't.
I hear you.
Even that shit to me sounds racist. Like I don't even. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, like condescending kind of thing.
Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that, Piers, because you're not the smartest person either.
Yeah, because Larry Elder and him had a big argument about it.
But just calling people smart cookies, like just calling people smart, going, you're really smart though, aren't you? Like you're smart for what? What's your barometer of what smart is? Smart for a black person, smart for a woman, smart.
As I remember, he was saying that she can speak like 3 languages or something, and That's what
More
he
than
was
he
saying.
can fucking speak.
Exactly.
He doesn't need to tell her he's smart, like, or tell her she's smart. She needs to tell him that he's smart.
Oh no,
not
he
when
wasn't
he's smart.
saying it to her that she's smart.
He was
He was saying it to Larry Elder, where he was like, when they're having an argument about it.
Whatever he says, whatever he does, he's a sexist, racist piece of shit in my head, and
Yeah.
that's the way it's going to stay.
That's what Terry says. That's what the fuck it is. I tell you. Wait, before you go, man, we got to talk about your boy, man. Your boy Loza.
Oh, he's running for mayor now, isn't it? What's up?
Yeah.
Oh, that's old news. That's old news.
Well, what's happened to him?
Well, what he did, he got this.
What did he do?
He posted up a post. I can't. Let me see if I can even find it. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Did he make a cunt out of himself?
He did make a cunt out of himself.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
I want to hear.
that's what
I've been
he
trying
does.
to ignore him because I'm really not on this Loza.
I know,
fucking-
man.
His dad must be so ashamed, man.
Probably not.
Was
His
his
dad's
dad
probably
dead?
a piece of shit.
His
as
dad
well.
was an actor, innit?
Yeah.
His
Yeah,
dad
but
was
his dad's probably a cunt as well, to be fair.
I don't know. He was in Passage to India and he was playing a sympathetic role. So
Yeah.
actually, wait a minute, was he?
Probably playing brownface.
Yeah, but Edward Norton.
Yeah, but no.
played a
He
Nazi.
was.
Like,
No.
it doesn't-
In Passage to India, he was cool, innit? He was friends with the accused.
You can't really invest too much into like these people's
And then,
characters.
yeah, I know, I hear you. But then in Gandhi, he played General Dyers, innit? And he shot all the people at Amritsar massacre, innit? So yeah, he's played both sides of the fence. Really.
What did he
Who
do?
knows? Who knows?
Scripted roles. I can't find his fucking post. Basically, yeah, he put up a post saying, "Oh, because I have a deep fear of needles, I can't get the vaccine, so I've made my own vaccine passport card." So basically, he did a fraudulent card saying he had the vaccine.
Yeah.
Then everyone was like, "But bruv, you got fucking tattoos, so how are you scared of needles?"
Yeah.
And then I tweeted underneath it, Loza, if you're scared of a prick, don't look in the mirror, mate.
What did he say?
Nothing. He didn't even block me, man.
Oh,
He does, mate. I've given him so much fucking abuse on there. I've given him like untold.
does he do the quote tweets though, so that people will mob on you?
No, he's ignored me.
Yeah,
He's
I've had
ignored
conversations
me.
with him. I've had conversations with him.
Yeah.
And none of them have really been. I've always got he comes across as just a bit of a cunt, man. Just like a proper. Yeah, he's a dick, and he's not. I feel like if you had a face-to-face conversation with him, you could probably. Because sometimes he says things that I'm like, yeah, okay, I agree with that. Wait, what? That's you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
You're like,
I don't think I could have. He's got the most roundhouse kickable face I've ever seen him.
Yeah.
If I knew I was meeting up with him, you'd have to give me like a month to train, and I'd go to the MMA gym next door, and I'd literally.
Let Terry be like Clubber Lang, innit?
All I want is a
in Rocky
roundhouse.
III,
Don't
innit?
have to worry about anything else. I just want to know how to do a perfect roundhouse.
Or you'd be like, it'd be like,
drop to the
it'd be like,
montage. Dun,
yeah.
tell you
Be like Clubber Lang, yeah.
drinking the eggs.
Or the Batman, you know the Batman v Superman where Ben Affleck's lifting all the weights and that one as
It'd be
well.
like that,
It'd be like
man.
that.
Yeah, it'd be 100% like that. Apparently, though, like someone was telling me the other day, and I don't want to do this like someone was telling me things. I like to see things for myself, but I couldn't find the actual account. His next door neighbour is apparently on Twitter and just posts about him constantly about how much of a cunt he is. Like,
Whoa.
but apparently, like he's got dogs and he's like keeps being accused of like animal abuse. And they've called the RSPCA on him a couple of times and stuff like that. But I'll try and find the account. Like someone told me about it on Facebook, but I couldn't actually find it.
As far as the mayoral race, yeah, he's not doing well, to be fair.
Of course he's not.
Don't even
What about
think-
Brian? How's Brian Rose doing?
Nah, man, they're getting destroyed, man.
Are
They're
they?
not even in the fucking race right now.
So who's in the runnings then? Sadiq is still
Just
doing it,
Sadiq.
or did he not?
Yeah, just Sadiq and
Sadiq's going to win again. isn't
Sean Bailey.
and Sean. That's it.
Oh, those two.
So
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Sadiq's gonna win it. Last time he won it on the first round votes, he'd already won it.
Yeah.
It was a done deal. I think it's going to be the same this time as well.
I think so. I mean, I don't think anybody's beating Sadiq. I mean, the only people who think he's an evil liar are fucking Laurence
EDL
Fox
people,
supporters.
innit?
But they don't,
EDL.
and most of them don't live in London either. So it's just like
Nah,
London is
nah.
very, for the most part, it's quite a Labour
It's
positive.
just liberal. It's just
Yeah.
it's just a liberal place. I mean, and since the Liberal Party just doesn't exist anymore, I would have thought it's going to be split between like whoever's bringing the most like kind of liberal like kind of policies, and that's him every time.
Yeah, I was actually looking. Like Sadiq, I've never really kind of like given him much time. I'm not really a politics kind of person.
No.
But he was on a show talking to Kelechi, and it like the stuff he was saying, I was like, I mean, you're saying all the right things, but we'll see what happens. But
yeah,
as far as
that's why Boris Johnson like kind of became the mayor, because he was like proper centre right, like he was really liberal at the time and brought loads of new ideas, and that like Sadiq's the only one that's doing that in London at the moment.
Yeah. Do you think Sadiq could ever be prime minister?
No,
I don't think so.
no way.
What do you mean? Why though? Why?
Because people won't have it. Like look at all of the like what Terry was saying, all the EDL people all around the country who are not even in London, they're believing all the bullshit about London and stuff and blaming it all on him. How the hell you think he's going to become prime minister?
Also,
she could become prime minister. Though.
Pretty could, yeah. Pretty's the poster girl, isn't it? But I
Maybe,
think
maybe.
I think she fucking.
People were saying Rishi Sunak could be. They said he could have done it, but then shit started fucking up. But
yeah,
I don't know. I think it'd be a black person before.
I think
Black
Labour,
person is more likely to be a prime minister
You reckon?
than Brown.
See, I don't know, man. I feel like
because being black is more fashionable than being brown.
maybe, but I feel like, but at the same time, I feel like being Asian is more acceptable. So it's like you can, you know what I mean? You can because I feel like
they like the curry, they like the food, but they don't like the people.
No,
so I
Pakistani, no, they wouldn't. He wouldn't make it. But I'm saying an Indian, because the way white people see it, he's gonna be less confrontational. Like Sadiq Khan, obviously he's Muslim, so it's like But if you got a fucking Hindu, they'd be
Sikh.
on that shit because if you got a black, Sikh. Like if you got a black person. They're already too scared of him, innit? So it's not going to really work. They're not going to feel that it can really push them around. Whereas, unless they're a proper, like, what's his name? Sean, whatever, like, bootlicker. Unless they're a coon, but like...
Is that what Sean Bailey is? I don't even know what he's talking. I haven't seen... I had one thing posted from my door and then I threw all of it
away. He never
away.
used to be, man. But I feel like I've seen a few little bits and pieces.
I think Loza is a fan of Sean Bailey, isn't he?
Yeah. So
but wait a minute, but Loza's trying to run himself.
Yeah,
so
he's a fan of not like. I mean, they're not like he don't like him.
Oh,
but he's not like gonna. You know what I mean, they're cool.
Yeah, he said on his Twitter a few times recently that he thinks he's a good man and so on and so forth. But the reason I don't think Sadiq would necessarily line up with national politics is because his local Labour politics are very different to like the kind of the national Labour politics.
Well, like Keir Starmer's ones.
Yeah.
Well, Keir Starmer now. Yeah, I mean, who gives?
So what was Sadiq more in line with? What's his face, Jeremy or not?
No, it's just they're two different disciplines. Like local politics and national politics are two very very different things. Like like the Conservative candidates in quite a few places are actually pretty fucking liberal and pretty centre. In comparison to, and like a lot of the Labour are very, very swung right on a lot of things, like in local politics, because it's all down to what that actual area is doing. You're not actually looking at the demographic across the entire country. That's why national politics are so fucking split and so like non-effectual more often than not. Like local politics is where it's really at to actually like affect any kind of change.
That's true. I guess that's where we need to stop getting our fucking panties in a bunch over if we're really interested in change, because that's what happens. A lot of times we go crazy over national politics. It doesn't go away, then we're like, fuck it. But it's like, nah, man, just go like really stick with it.
Because Luton's still Labour.
That's gonna be though, isn't it?
Yeah, so like Portsmouth, believe it or not, Portsmouth and Southsea, when I was living down there at my mum's for a little while, like I voted in the local elections down there and they swung completely when Boris came in to the Labour candidate, who is a young gay guy. Okay. But look at Brighton. Brighton, doesn't reflect the rest of the country. They've got very, very, very strong
Green.
Green.
Yeah.
Same as Walthamstow.
Is it?
Walthamstow's got a
sick.
Green candidate.
Okay.
But you're never going to see Green as not even in a fucking coalition probably.
When?
No.
What do you mean? Green Party in a main government, you mean?
Yeah, in the national government. I mean,
The only time Green Party will win is when the sea's overflowing and we're all drowning, and then everyone, oh yeah, we're going to vote for the Green Party.
no, that'll be the Alien Overlord Party, AC. That'll
be the only time people will all vote for Green, and they'll be like, it'll be like on South Park, innit, when they had the global warming thing. They're like, we didn't listen. Have you seen that episode?
No.
That episode's wicked, man. Check that episode out, man. Funny.
Yeah, nah. It's politics is it's a bit of a mad one at the moment. I'm not even sure going forward who I'm going to vote for.
It's the local elections as well, isn't it? I just got my
When's
voting card. I think it's week after next.
For real?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't even fucking know. I ain't seen that shit.
Yeah, there's like a big one as well. They've got like there's loads of shit going on, like local elections and then other like whatever. There's loads of shit going on. The national elections, basically, national elections is just fucking local elections anyway. You're only voting for your member of.
I know. Yeah. Because the first time I ever voted was last year, whatever. And I remember going into the voting booth, be like, yo, wait, where's Jeremy? No fucking Jeremy. Like, yo, sort my card out, bruv. No fucking Jeremy Corbyn on this shit. Like, nah, you got to vote for this cunt. I'm like, fuck.
Where is he? Where's his local constituency?
Islington, isn't it?
Or something? Islington,
Islington, I think.
But I think because we
next to, I think Nova's.
Yeah, Nova's crew, man. Nova's crew. Big up Tommy Corbyn, actually, man. I got to send him some merch. I was looking at there's an old picture of Tommy Corbyn with his dad at a Stop the War, like one of them Stop the War parties or whatever, them raves that we used to do all the time. And then Nova was like, yeah, I performed there. And I was like, I swear I performed at one. And I checked, there was one at Jam that I went to that we performed, me and Wordsmith, along with like Big P, Extremist, all that.
What, Jeremy Corbyn was there?
Nah, not that one. That was not the Jam one. That'd have been.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he wouldn't like that one. The one that Nova did was like an outside party thing. But it used to be cool. It used to be like all them bricks and hippies, innit? Like,
yeah, you used to get them all the time. There was always something that was popping off to like. I remember a few of them. I did legalised weed one down there, and that was fucking banging.
Is it? Yeah. Actually, no. Yeah, them Brixton ones, legalized weed ones, were always. I used to be a proper lefty, you know.
Yeah,
like, Back in my UK hip hop days, proper. I was a proper.
You have to be to fit in.
That's true.
Like the unusual thing nowadays is when you got all these fucking right leaning rappers popping up out of nowhere. Where the fuck did you come from?
It's like, how did you even get in the door? Like, who let you in the fucking? Like, why are you rapping for? You're fucking there. Nah, man.
They might have not been right leaning before. I think it's the YouTube rabbit hole thing. So they weren't right leaning, but they're into conspiracy theories, and then that like took them to like you know who, and then they got kind of like
you did. I just want to congratulate you there, AC, because you didn't say his name. I'm always giving you shit about saying his name, but you avoided it then. So I want to give you your flowers.
Give you my credit, yeah.
Yeah, I want to give you credit.
I avoided saying the J word.
I don't want it to always be negative, like kind of negative reinforcement. I want some positive reinforcement.
Oh, thanks, man. I feel good now. But yeah, so then they kind of got there and they're reading about, they're like watching all of those kind of videos or whatever, and then that maybe has turned them now more right wing. So maybe they weren't before, or they didn't even. Maybe it's like what Jen said. They had unconscious bias in their head, and they didn't even realize until it comes to the crunch. Now,
I think a lot of them don't come from communities where there's like they have black or Asian friends.
Yep.
They don't come from those communities. But they love hip hop. They love Tupac and they love things like that. But at the same time, this whole thing that's happened over the last 20 years about Asians and terrorism and all that kind of stuff. So there's that like kind of floating around, and that's probably quite big in their communities. Like this like kind of anti-Islam feeling is quite big in their communities. But they don't link one with the other. They don't link hip hop with like kind of being anti-racist.
Nah,
They come
100%.
through, and there's all this different like kind of stuff that they're kind of racist, but they love hip hop at the same time, and they become rappers, and then they bring that into their hip hop career. That's kind of what I've always thought is probably the problem with it.
Yeah, because there was one that Terra had some little run-ins on Facebook with. I don't even, I can't remember what the guy's name was, but he's gone proper right, far right rapper.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't remember what his name is, man. But
is he the guy that's always in like the high vis like jacket or something like that? And
something like that. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's
but there was that one guy. Like, I don't really take any notice of these mugs, to be honest.
They better hope.
Like,
They got no shows, man. They better hope. They got no shows. Because if I ever see their name on the flyer,
there was that Bowser guy, who was like, I absolutely no one rapper that kind of sounded. He wanted to sound like Eminem, and he always wore like. I don't know, really shitty, like all over print hoodies and stuff like that. And he got called out for calling people the N word on Facebook and whatever. Like
Bowser, I don't know that guy.
I don't know, I can't remember his name, but yeah, I just think these people are so like kind of removed from the actual like core culture that they don't. When I was a kid, right, I was listening to X Clan. I was listening to Brand Nubian. I was listening to Public Enemy.
But that's when all that stuff was had a chance to,
because that was the only access that I had to hip hop. I love hip hop. My first entry point to hip hop was Big Daddy Kane. I tell everybody that. But Big Daddy Kane led me to Public Enemy. Yeah. Public Enemy then led me to X Clan. Like the radio then led me to Brand Nubian. If anything, I hated Whitey. Like I thought all white people were shaitan devils. Like like if you listen to X Clan or Poor Righteous Teachers or something like that, which I used to love. Like I used to absolutely love. I thought all white people were descended from polar bears from caves.
Terry
bears in the fuck.
Terry used to call himself Khalil Muhammad.
Yeah.
No, I called myself Shaitan Fresh because I was like Kid Caucasoid is what I called myself for a while. Just because I was like, well, why not embrace it? Like, no, I'm joking, but like. They don't come from this culture. Even though that there was obviously, I grew up in Watford in the 80s. Like there was obviously racism around. Like I was fighting with the Asian kids. I was fighting alongside the Asian kids because that was the community that I was in. Because I had so many Asian friends. I had like quite a few like African friends and Italian friends and stuff like that. And we all fought together. And I'm not trying to tell some fucking West Side Story like romanticized tale, but like if you hip hop is such a big culture now that hip hop is absolutely everywhere. You can wear a Tupac t-shirt and absolutely love Tupac, but still be a fucking racist.
Yeah. That's
because you've got no practical experience of not being a fucking racist. Because your community that you're in all the time is always talking about terrorist this and anti-Islam that and blah blah blah. So your mates and your brothers are probably EDL members, but you fucking love Biggie.
But this is why I always say like. One thing I'm always proud of is the fact that my fan base are so diverse.
Yeah.
And when I see there's certain other rappers and I see their fan base is 100% white pretty much. I'm just like, if that's the case, there might be an issue. If your fan base looks like that, what are you? You're not doing something. Something's going wrong there.
Yeah.
And then it's those rappers who then don't want to say anything political. They say they don't say anything political because I'll lose my fans, innit? Because they know that their fan base has gone like that, and they're scared of alienating them.
That's why I have so much respect, and like I'm never going to be the person who's going to pat a white person on the back for not being racist. You're never getting that from me. But at the same time, I do respect when I see people like Example or like Shotty Horror or guys who like you're putting yourself in harm's way for it's not for yourself, innit? Like you have way more to lose than you have to gain when you take these stances. So whenever I see that, I'm always just like,
but do you though?
Yeah, but it's just doing the right thing. There's some people who would do the right thing.
Doing the right thing.
Yeah.
It's so fucking easy. Like everybody makes mistakes. I make little mistakes every now and again, and it's my programming that makes me do it. Like some things I think and some things I say and blah blah blah. But I recognise like certain things inside me, like. But it's so fucking easy not to be racist that you shouldn't have to be patted on the back for it.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
get
it's
that.
like my dad was
But it's your money.
like
It's your
anti.
money, though, bruv. It's your
Yeah,
money.
but you got to look at like people from back in the day that were white people. They're fighting. Like my dad was fighting against racists in the
Yeah,
there's always
fucking
been
50s and 60s and all that shit.
Cool.
But that's what I'm saying. So them doing that, yeah, they don't need a pat on the back, but yeah, it's ratings or whatever. But they're just doing the right thing. That's what it is.
Yeah, 100%.
If you're, yeah.
That's cool, but then this guy's so not to put him on blast, but I'll put him on blast. Jody High Roller, Riff Raff. So he must have.
He
someone
switched
said
up
something.
completely.
Huh?
He what?
He switched up, like he's turned into a cowboy in that recently.
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
He
But
used
like,
to say the N word all the time because he claimed he was from Brazil. Now he's a fucking cowboy.
right. So me and Riff Raff, we have like a quite a not a good relationship, but we speak every now and then. Yeah.
Oh, you actually talk to that guy? Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have a conversation.
He's blue tick, isn't he?
Every 6 months. Like, I might, you know what I mean? Just how's
He
it
talks
going?
to
Blah,
Brad
blah,
Pitt.
blah.
He's blue pit. They all go on these blue tick. They all go on fucking barbecues with each other.
Yeah, we do. And so what happened is this was in last July, and I was in a place where I was like, basically, I'm doing a purge. So if you're not down for the cause, I don't want to talk to you, I don't want to be around you, blah, blah, blah. So someone said something, and I said to Riff Raff on his page, do Black Lives Matter. Because I was going through his page and I'm like, you ain't said nothing about it. Black Lives Matter. He inboxed me like, yo, bro, come on, man. Like, you know what I mean, man? Skepta's my bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're like people, these guys are like family. But I'm like, yeah, but you're not saying anything publicly.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he was like, like the way managed, blah, blah, blah. Basically industry shit.
Oh.
And I was just like, that ain't good enough, man. That's, to me, that ain't cool. Like, I understand why you're doing it, because another thing as well, I don't pay anyone's bills, innit? So I'm not gonna say you got to do something that's gonna fuck up your money, but I'm just not gonna respect you in that way.
Yeah, you lose respect for them. Yeah,
that's it.
Exactly. You don't have to follow him and you don't have to support him.
Yeah, and to me, that's it.
Like, I chat to a few artists, yeah, who they're not white artists. They're not white. They're black artists, yeah, and they're saying to me they're not putting anything about this because they don't want to lose their fans. So I'm just like, well. Yeah, and I just said to them, well, I don't really give a fuck. I'll say what I want to say, and if I don't have a career in this anymore afterwards, I don't care. I'll go do something else.
I'd never comment on what a black artist should or shouldn't do, but especially in that situation, because I'm not here to tell. I think I'm not here to tell anybody what they should and shouldn't do, unless they look like me, unless I work with them as well. They look like me, and I work with them. Like I just. I would say,
yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's you, innit? If you want to do that, that's cool, innit? I'm not going to shame you publicly, say, you should be doing this or should be doing that. All I'm saying is what I'm doing. Like, they're like, oh, you got to be careful, you could lose fans. I was like, I don't give a fuck.
Do you know how many times I've been told that by people that I work with? Like, I all the way out, like a particular organisation that I work with, where the bloke posted a couple of days before a best of Motown mix. And this is a big organisation as well, like a best of Motown mix, and then he did a best of Marvin Gaye mix and all this kind of stuff, and then never once, not even once, commented on Black Lives Matter, like nothing whatsoever. So I pulled him up on it, and he's like, "Well, yeah, you shouldn't be doing it either, Terry. Like, this is not what we're here for. We're here for the music, not for the like." And
Marvin Gaye, he was political though, innit, in the music.
I've made my views very clear on this over the time about saying if you love the music, love the people, and if you love the people, use your voice. Yeah. Like, and that's all there is to it. So I mean I've burnt a couple of bridges over that kind of stuff, and I'm not saying it to be a hero or anything. But it's something that I truly believe in. That if you are going to like appropriate, because I'm appropriating. I'm not from America. I'm not black, and I'm not from New York. But I love that music. So I appropriate that music into my image. But I think I pay it back with the respect that it deserves. But if you're just gonna,
you actually paid me money, so.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a fan. I'm not an artist. Like I'm an actual fan. But if you're going to appropriate and not pay anything back into the struggle of the people, then that's dead to me.
Okay,
let me make
a point. AC, chill. Let me make a point, yeah? So, because I get it, I understand it. So there was this guy he's a guitar guy. And when it was everyone was posting,
He's
the
a what?
black
A
screen-
guitarist? Did you say?
Yeah,
Guitarist.
I think
Okay,
he
yeah.
makes guitars and that's what he does is rock and whatever. And
Oh,
he
okay,
posted all he did was post a black video, a blank screen saying,
Oh, yeah.
we need love and equality.
Yeah.
The hate underneath it
Yeah.
was crazy.
Yeah.
I'm never buying your guitars again. I'm never watching your videos again. You're fucking like going crazy at him. So
nuts.
Yeah.
right, so which is crazy, yeah. But let's say you're a person who's like, yo, you know what? I just don't want this fucking stress in my life. Like, I just don't want this stress. I'd rather just kind of, obviously with my actions, show me doing, you know what I mean? Doing what I can do. But as far as going that far into it and being like, and getting the hate, there's different people. Me, I love the fucking hate.
Yeah, I want the smoke off the back.
Yeah, like, I want
this is like
the fucking smoke. So
Yeah,
I will say things that are even, I'm not the kind of person who's just gonna be like, yeah, man, Black Lives Matter. I'm gonna be the person who's gonna say, yo, fuck all you racist cunts. I hope you die.
Exactly, yeah.
Right? That's the shit. That's the shit I'll fucking say, and everyone will go like, because that's how I feel passionate about that shit, and I want you to. If you're not on that with me, then fuck off.
Yeah.
I understand that not everyone's on that. Not everyone's. Some people just want peace. There's a person that one of my followers called Catherine.
Well, they say they're protecting their energy and all that stuff.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Some people are saying that.
There's a person called Catherine, yeah, who's like, she's someone who online I look up to. She doesn't know this. She's not a famous person or anything. She's just a normal woman, mum. I mean, middle-aged woman. I've never seen her say anything negative ever online. Everything is just peace and love and blah, blah, blah. I wish I could be that person. Like, I wish I could just be that nice. And instead of saying horrible things, just be like, yeah, nah, man, spread love. I mean, like, I wish.
You do say a lot of horrible things, though, innit?
But I can't. Like,
yeah, but we're in a war. It's a war, innit? When you're in a war, you got to be doing that. And I don't know what they call it. They call it culture war, whatever the fuck these right wingers.
It's called being a cunt. Carry on.
Yeah, but I'm a cunt, man. Like, shit. Fuck you want me to do? Like, what do you want me to do, man? Like, and I feel, I guess again, it kind of comes to your background and what you expect.
I mean,
like,
but there's crossing the line, and then there's doing the right thing. So then you got like some people who cross the line, yeah,
right,
in their way that they're trying to fight the good fight, and then there's some people who don't. And then like I'll take like taking it back to my dad, yeah, he was in there was like all these racist people going mad, having a rally and everything.
Terry, if you got to go,
And
just
he
tell
was
me.
the-
Let me know when it's kind
I
of.
want to go in a minute, yeah.
All right, save him. Yeah,
Yeah, they're all going mad about immigration and shit like that. And he was just walking by and he went and listened to what they're saying. And then he literally just said to them all, nah, we should treat everyone like equals. And they just went mad and turned on him, innit? So you've got some people like that who just say what they want to say because it's right and moral. And then you've got some people who will like want to keep their peace or not want to get fucked up or whatever.
But peace. But the thing about that is, I do agree with that. Like,
Yeah.
is it worth the hassle? In that moment,
I think it is worth the hassle, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's
In that
the
moment
difference between me and them, innit?
Yeah, in that moment in time, it might not feel like it's worth the hassle. If you've got loads of people shouting at you on social media or at a protest or something like that, it might not feel at that moment in time. You may think, "Fuck, I made a mistake here" or something like that. But ultimately, that peace is not guaranteed for everybody, right? So if you choose to ignore massive issues like Black Lives Matter, like all the different shit that's going on in the world at the moment, if you choose to ignore it to maintain your own peace, that peace will be broken at some point.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to come for you, innit?
Yeah, it will come for you. It will come for you every single time. Like, no matter what it is, like, it may not be a direct reflection of the thing that you should have spoken out of in the first place, but that's going to come for you. And the thing that you're going to want when that happens is the backup from everybody else.
Yeah.
But
That's
I
why,
think
like,
the
even
right
like when I say certain people cross the line, innit? Like, you know, I was telling you the one about when I had these people mob on me because I was saying Azealia Banks was bad, shouldn't have said what she said. So I thought she crossed the line there, innit? So I'm going to say that because I'm not going to just give her a blight because, you know, what her skin color is or you know, because whatever. I'm not going to give her a blight. So if anyone crosses the line, in my opinion, I'm going to say it, and that's how it is. So
But I think we're the minority when it comes to that. 2 points I want to make. The first point is, I feel like there is more. There are better ways to get our point across, or to get the point across about equality, than going the way that I go about it. because I feel like my way is antagonizing a lot of the time, which is cool because again, it's not really, it's more of a selfish thing because it's like,
It is, I do the same, and it is. Yeah,
I hear what you're
100%.
saying. Like there was one time, yeah, when I was saying something about this shit on Facebook, yeah, and there was this geezer come on there, and I seen him in raves and everything. He's a cool guy, whatever. But he was asking a question, yeah, that his kid or something had said that they had chinky eyes or something in school, and then they were reprimanded. They got suspended or something like that. And he was there, should they have been suspended? And then this other guy I know, who's like a anti-racist kind of like guy, just came in and started swearing at him and like all that kind of shit. And so that wasn't really helping. So I said to the guy, look, just hold off. Let me explain why. Because he's literally, I know the geezer. He's asking a question. He's not saying it is like, So then I explained it and then he got it and he was like, oh, okay, cool. So then that was it. Whereas like the other guy slewing him and going all mad at him wasn't helping. So, so you got two approaches.
But then I feel like we're in the minority in a way that we think. When you talk about the Azealia Banks thing, the kind of conversations that I've had, because we don't like racism on any sides. So either way it goes, we're always going to speak up against it. And I feel like that's what kind of, to be honest, I find that harder than the norm, than just being like anti-black racism against racist people who a lot of them happen to be white. To me, that's almost like people expect me to be there to say that, so I don't have a problem with it. But when I say things like, or when I'm or not even when I'm against black racism, because obviously, or racism against white people, or racism against anybody, Asians, whatever. It's when I'm saying, yo, this issue that we're all hyped about might not be a race issue. Then everyone comes down like, yo, how could you say that? So I had a conversation recently about, you know, that guy who got shot by the police who thought it was a taser. So I watched the full video and I was like, yeah, that wasn't a racial. I don't think race played a large component in that stop, or
I ain't seen that one.
What happened in that incident. So it's been treated that way by the media and everyone else. It's been framed that way. White woman shoots black kid. But there's so many more parts to that story that if you actually look at it and what happened, then you go, oh, wait a minute, they didn't stop him for, because you're black. They stopped him because he had the wrong plates. And then he only got arrested. They weren't even arresting him for any of that. They checked the plates and they found that he had a warrant out for his arrest. And even that, they were like, cool, all right, cool. Can you come out? We're just gonna boom, boom, boom. And they're putting the cuffs on him. Then he decided to bolt to run. And they're going, stop. She's like, I'm gonna tase you. Not realizing she's holding her gun. So she was super incompetent.
Yeah.
Should be sacked.
Yeah.
The way it's framed isn't correct. But again, it doesn't fit.
That's the mad thing in America though, like the way like in England, if that guy was running, the cop would probably try to chase him. But do all cops in England have tasers? Not all of them do they?
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
And are they like? Because I haven't been chased by the police for a long time now, innit? So last time I got chased by the police, they didn't have the tasers. Yeah.
Same.
So are these police, like when they're chasing people now, are they quick to tase?
You can't tase while you're running, man.
Oh, so what? So wait. So he was running, and then
he jumps back in the car because he's trying to drive away.
Oh, okay.
So he pushes the other. There's a black Fed trying to arrest him.
Yeah.
He pushes back, jumps in the car.
Right.
They're still trying to hold him.
Yeah.
She comes over. There's a sergeant as well behind her. She comes over. She got the gun out, and she's like, "I'm gonna tase you.
Yeah.
Like chill, stop.
Okay.
And then she shouts, taser. So that obviously the other two feds back off because you can't be touching them when they get tased.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Well. So they step back and then she goes bap, or shoots him one time, whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
He shuts the door and drives off. And then she's like, and when the gun goes off, everyone's like, what the fuck? Because they weren't expecting it. They weren't expecting it either.
Yeah.
The fact that she's being charged with second degree manslaughter, to me, is crazy because it's like maybe you should know better as a Fed. Like
Yeah.
Like it's really dumb. So maybe but it wasn't. It was a genuine accident. Like
Yeah.
Well, then manslaughter is the correct then, isn't it?
manslaughter.
That is correct.
Second degree manslaughter is right then.
Manslaughter is when you don't necessarily mean to kill someone, but you killed them, innit?
And that's
So that's
second degree
correct.
manslaughter as well. Like that's not like first degree manslaughter. But yeah, I mean,
But these feds in America, they're too quick to pull out. Like, see if I was a cop, and the geezer's just he's jumped in the car and he's gonna reverse off. I'm like, I'm not gonna kill him. I'm gonna be like, okay, he got away.
no, but
That's me, innit? And then you go to the house and find them or something like that, innit? Or whatever later. You don't have to kill him right there.
Time, America has asked for this to happen. Like this isn't that event didn't happen in a vacuum where you could look at it objectively. There's been so much over the kind of for years since for 40, 50 years or whatever, but especially at the moment where like temperatures are high on this kind of thing. Yeah. So it's not like this can be seen objectively.
Yeah,
like
I get
it's a white cop shooting another young black man. And that if all the other shit hadn't happened, then this could have been seen objectively.
It's because it's like and maybe the reason why she she drew the gun instead of the taser was her unconscious bias. She's already scared of him because she's got those views. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Stereotypical views.
It pays into the fact that one of the biggest things is American police, and this is what's happening in the Derek Chauvin case at the moment, that they're not trained properly.
Yeah,
they're giving deadly weapons to pull out on suspects, and they're not actually fucking trained properly to do that or to de-escalate a situation.
Yeah, there's no de-escalation, man.
I haven't seen the video myself, but as you said, it sounded like she might have been actually quite good at de-escalating the situation. Where the situation fell down is that she pulled her fucking gun instead of a taser. Yeah. Now that to me, that's a big fucking issue.
Once you even pulled a taser out, you haven't de-escalated any situation, man. When you go to that.
If you watch it, that was the taser would be the correct decision.
Yeah, right.
Because what you're trying to do, you're trying to stop him, even though legally you are.
Me, I'd just let him get away. Be like, oh, fuck this taser shit, man. He just drives off. Then we'll go get him later.
That's what you're not fucking fed, AC.
Their job is where...
I know.
Fucking fed. Fuck, man. AC
but the thing is.
AC bursts into the house, everyone's smoking weed, fucking drugs everywhere. Fuck, I can't bother, man.
I can't bother with this.
Got fucking paperwork, man.
Exactly.
Can you not just stop it?
Guys, man, fucking chill, man. The fuck?
Right, I got to bust out, cunts.
All right, cool, brother.
All right, sweet. I'll see you both. Cool. I'll talk to you later. Don't go on for too long without me. Don't get juicy without me. Right?
We'll do like another half hour and we out, man. We'll talk about TV. We'll do some TV stuff.
Mate, I got a bus, but Falcon and Winter Soldier this week was sick. It properly kicked in.
It was good. It was
properly
good.
Kicked in. Right,
we'll save that for next week.
All right, sweet. Later.
Peace.
Cool. In a bit.
Yeah, man.
I just let him go and then go, because you think about it like this, if you're like when he's got in the car, right, and he's reversing, and then if you're gonna all like chase him and that, he's gonna drive more reckless, and then you could he might injure someone on the road or whatever. So I'd be like, okay, he's got in the car, he's drove off, we know his license plate, get the chopper out maybe or whatever, call that in, can find out where he's going, and then the police can be go in there and get him. Like, why are you trying to use deadly force or tasers and everything in that thing right there and then? It's just like, it's a bit mad, isn't it?
I feel like I get.
The guy's not armed, isn't it? He's not armed. He wasn't armed.
You don't
like,
know.
Why are you putting out?
You don't know that.
Yeah, but I thought they'd already like.
They didn't. They
said they already searched him, or
they didn't search nothing.
Oh,
they were just arrested. So you don't really know what's from their point of view. I don't know what he's about to do. Like I honestly don't know. All I know is you're now resisting arrest. Yeah. And I don't know. My mentality is this, there's not a situation I could think of that I'm gonna, if they're arresting me for something, say I got a warrant, and they're like, yo, you got a warrant, come to the station. I'm not gonna run unless I got a fucking gun on me, something I mean, if I got some keys in the trunk, then I'm like, it's me and you. If I see a chance for me to go, I'm gonna go. And that's
Yeah, yeah.
because I'm thinking, I guess you're not thinking they're gonna kill you. You're thinking you're gonna get away. I don't even know what the mindset is.
Me in
right
America,
there,
the first thing I'm thinking is they're gonna kill me. Like when I've been
so I'd just
stopped
be
by,
like,
exactly. Like when armed police have stopped me in England, and had their machine guns on me and everything, I did not want to make a move, bruv. Yeah, I was not thinking run. That's because the guys, they had their guns trained on me. Yeah, so I was like, no, I'm not moving there.
yeah.
And I almost felt like he would have shot me because the guy who was searching me started pulling my trousers down. And I pulled my hand down and was like, what the fuck are you doing? And the guy with the machine gun went, like that. Yeah. So I was like, yo, okay, fuck it, put him down. I don't care. So, do you know what I mean?
That, man.
So that, like, as soon as I see police, yeah, then I'm not thinking about running unless they haven't got guns and they ain't got tasers, because I don't want to get tased either. If they those things like that, yeah. If they got guns, forget it. I'm not running anywhere, mate. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, depends. Like again, it depends what I got on me, and it depends what they got on them. Like that's gonna decide how I'm gonna make my next move. But for the most part, I'll just be like, listen, man, I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna call you some names. You're gonna call me some names, and for the most part, I'm gonna chill. Most of my interactions with police have been on some. Is what it is, isn't it? Like,
and unless you're in an area, where the police station is notorious for people going in there and not coming out, then you'll be like, you know what? If I go in this station tonight, I'm dying there. So,
but that's always a risk, though. That's always a risk. So, like, I understand that as well. I think at this where I am now in life, I kind of feel like I'm gonna be cool enough to get myself out there. I'm gonna get to where I need to get to. I'm gonna call my dad. I'm gonna make sure he call the brief. You know what I mean? Do what needs to be done. Like rather than being aggy. And I've never really been aggy. I've never been, even whenever I've been stopped by the police, I've never really been the type to be wild. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of whatever, man. Do what you gotta do in it, you dickhead. Do you remember when they stopped us at were you there? Yeah, I swear you were with us. We were here. We left for mine. And I think you were driving.
Yeah, I was driving. Yeah.
Like even that time, so we were outside chilling, get ready to go to a show. Either one of the neighbors called or I don't know where it was, that they saw us, let us go, let us drive away, followed us from here until we were about to get to the ring road. Then they stopped. Then they pulled us.
Yeah.
And even with that, I was just like, the fuck, you lot are dickheads, man. Like, you lot are literally just wasting your time. And then we just all started laughing at them. Like, you lot, like, if you lot caught us 5 years ago, you would have got something, but now you ain't getting shit. Like, I think that the attitude of us, because we were just literally just laughing in their faces, but not in like, we were just all calm, innit? And then we were just kind of like, oh, okay, there's nothing here. And we're like, nah, there's nothing, fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, at that point, there's nothing they can do. But yeah, I've never been the one to kind of get up in their face. I remember there was a video of you know Hypo, you know Hypes.
No.
Okay, he's a guy. He's not. I think he does rap. I'm not snitching. Like he does rap, but he does other stuff as well. Yeah. And there was a video where the police must have stopped him. Like he does other stuff. I say that, but it's a video where the police have stopped him, and he's got like a 30 grand watch on or something. That might probably more than that, like a 60 grand watch. And he's got like chains. He's got like an 80 grand chain on or whatever. And they pulled him out in a Ferrari or Porsche or something. And he said, "You're fucking dickheads. This watch worth more than your fucking salary." Like, he's just going in on him. He's just going in on him. You lot fucking broke, You broke ass pussy. Like, he's just going in on him. Like me, I would never do that. Like, that's just not.
That'll make them want to search you more and
it
makes them want to.
I think it's one of them ones where they know who he is. They know what he does.
So you get sick of it. You get sick of it.
But they can't catch him. They're not gonna. He's not an idiot. He's not driving around with things on him, innit? Like, I think they're gonna the most they'll probably find on him, or what they were probably looking for, was probably a gun, but they didn't even find that. So he was just hype. He was just like, "Yo, suck your mums, man. Like, you know, I'm broke, innit? You're jealous. Look at my chain. Like, I'm out here. You know what I mean? Car cost 200 grand. Boom, boom." And they weren't happy. He was just throwing it in their faces, but. Yeah, that's.
I mean, one time I got annoyed. One time I had enough. Yeah, like this policeman in Birmingham, innit, got into an argument with him because he was not following the law himself, innit, and then he was reaching for that pepper spray in it, and then Daly was like, "Nah, come on, let's go in it." So Daly got me out of that situation. But that was a time when I really did get annoyed. But then I hollered at my lawyer afterwards because I got the badge number of this cop and everything, and then my lawyer handled it, and then I got an apology from Birmingham Police. Yeah, so yeah, like you're saying, get the lawyer to handle it and everything if you can, and just stay calm because they want to make you pissed off.
Yeah.
So that they can take you in there or whatever, because they want to put their feet up maybe and do some paperwork instead of walking around. I don't know, man, but it's just like they want to take you in it, so they'll wind you up.
Yeah, I would always say to lodge a complaint whenever there's anything that goes wrong. Always file a complaint. As many times as it takes. Always do that, because I think a lot of times the complaints just don't happen because people just can't really be bothered.
Yeah.
They stopped me one time. I told you before. I got a tooth taken out.
Yeah.
And I came out the dentist. Mouth was all swollen, fucking blood on my mouth and shit. And they were like, "This is in Market Street in Watford."
Okay.
In front of like everyone I know a lot of people in Watford.
Yeah.
Car pulls up right in front of me. Yo, can you stop here, please? I'm like, I couldn't even talk. I'm like, what? What do you want? We need to check your ID. Do you have ID on you? No, I have no ID on me. What's your name? I'm not telling you my name. They're like, oh, okay. And then she gets on the radio and she's got the cameras, the CCTV. She's like, is that him? Is that him? And you're like, no. I'm like, get the fuck out my way, man. Like, leave me alone, innit? These two police women. And like, it's because they were women that I weren't like going super aggy on them, but I was just like, are you fucking stupid? Like, you just saw me walk out the fucking place, and it was like, and also as well, that they shouldn't have done, they also told me what the crime was as well. So they were like, apparently someone had done some card fraud or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm like, the fuck, do I look broke, man? Get out my fucking face, man. But yeah, for the most, but I was in pain and whatever. But for the most times, I'm just like, yeah, whatever, man. Like, do your thing. But speaking of racism and trauma, yeah, them. What do you think of it, bruv?
I thought it was good. I don't think it needed any of the horror shit. I don't think it needed the ghosts or nothing. It didn't need any of that. I thought it was good enough just them moving into that neighborhood and dealing with the mad shit. They could have just had it all like that and then still done the psychological stuff and had the same kind of music and everything. But I thought, Bashi did a really good performance. The Deborah
Bashi killed
actress, it. Yeah, she killed it as well.
The little, she was cool. Yeah.
The wife, the two kids did well. Like people are saying it's like trauma porn.
Trauma's too much. Yeah,
do you know what I mean? But I'm like, I don't know. Like, there's parts of it I could even relate to. Like when my sister was in school, innit, and they were chanting, like, when she was in school, she answered the question, they're doing the monkey chants at her. That's what that happened to my sister, innit, like in the 80s and shit. So I there's things in there that I was like, yeah. And then like, I think what it is, like I say that, yes, it'll be traumatic. If you know about this shit already, you don't need to watch it. If you want to protect your feelings, don't watch it. But for people who don't know about it, because a lot of people don't read history, they don't pick up a book, they won't know about it. So it's educational for them. For the people that don't know about it, it's educational. So and all the stuff it showed with the redlining and blah 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 and everything, that was all, it was really relevant stuff that is educational. So I didn't have a problem with that. Like some of the ghost stuff, like you ain't seen the last episode, so I ain't gonna spoil it for you, but for me they didn't explain the motivation that well in the end. So I just don't think it needed the ghost shit.
It's almost like they've got too many ideas for one series. I feel like, to me, the most important element of that, and the most important part of it was the redlining shit. I thought the redlining shit was like, because obviously historically what it is, but you've never seen it in action.
Yeah. And the
So
thing is, so many people don't know. They don't know about it. And that the only reason I know about it is because I'm interested and gone and looked it up. No one's taught me about it. I've actually looked up history and blah, blah, blah. Most people don't do that. So then when you're talking about what, you know, like fighting for equality or whatever, they're like, oh, the fuck, why are you making such a, and because they don't know, innit? So then these programs like this they do serve a purpose, but then I understand what the other people are saying. If you already know about it and you think you're going to be triggered by it, don't watch it. Just don't bother.
But see, this is the problem. So to me, the most important elements of that series, it is about redlining, right? So to me, it's like, if that's what we're trying to bring to life, historical fact we're trying to bring to life, to me, that makes perfect sense to do that. But you lose a lot of people, especially black people, when you have a show. They made like way too many mistakes, I feel like. And again, it's not their fault, man.
Who? The writers or the family? Oh, okay.
I say the directors and the producers, because how the tone of it, even the name of it, them, you've already got us, right? They're nothing the same.
I ain't seen that one.
They're nothing the same. They do have some of the same. They have the same actor, the same girl, but like they're not the same in any way. The concept is kind of the same, where you're telling, you got to read between the lines, and there's like metaphor, right? So us is way more metaphor heavy. I thought them would be as well, but it really isn't. Like, it's not. It is kind of deep, but it's not that deep. And I feel like they could have got rid of, like you said, all the ghost stuff. That could have been a whole separate series. Like, to me, that feels way more like Lovecraft County, like Lovecraft Country. That makes that fits in. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, you know, in episode 3 of Lovecraft Country, where it was when she did the pioneering in that neighborhood, and they dealt with the shit off the people. And then there was the racist ghost in the basement. That, see, you know, it was similar to that, but like,
but just, it wasn't executed as well though. I feel like, to me, what they were doing, Lovecraft Country worked better for me, because the deepness was, even that episode when they got Emmett Till, like that shit to me is like, oh my days, like fucking hell. And I wanted some of that for this.
I think this like hold on. People were, hold on 1 minute.
Cool. We are having some technical difficulties. We'll be back with you momentarily.
Can you hear me now?
We are back. You sound very quiet. Where's your microphone?
One sec.
All right, so while you're going, let me just explain.
Pulled out the thing by accident.
Yeah. Pull out game week. I'll just talk to let me talk to the people, man. Yeah, I thought this series was sick. Like, I thought this series was sick. I thought it was done well, but there was a lot going on. I felt like some of the violence was a bit much. But actually, you know what? I don't think it was actually. Do you know what? I'm being fucking.
Yo.
Yeah, you're back. This is the problem. I watched it with Corinne, innit? So if I watched it by myself, I would have watched it and been like, oh, that shit's crazy. But because I'm watching it with her, she's like literally crying over certain scenes and shit. So it's making me be like, shit, is this really like, maybe it is too violent. So that's why I'm saying, some shit is a bit too much and whatever. But I feel like if I was watching it by myself, I'm so desensitized to that shit that it wouldn't have, to me, it wouldn't have been it wouldn't have taken away from it. But because I'm watching it with somebody else, and
that's like me, innit?
Yeah. So it's like, to me, I'm like, maybe if you didn't have that, I would have a different experience watching it. But yeah, man. Okay.
Like even the scene, like in like the cat in the bag scene,
Yeah, so that's
even
the worst scene.
Things like that shit really happened, man. So
yeah,
it is very traumatic and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's educational.
You gotta let people know.
You know, I remember when Mississippi Burning come out, that film, yeah.
Yeah.
So my mum brought that film from the video shop. We watched that, And yeah, it was really upsetting, really traumatic when I saw it. I can't remember how old I was. I must have been about 8 or something.
Yeah.
But it's educational, isn't it? So,
Your mum let you watch Mississippi Burning at 8, man.
you
What
know,
the fuck? Are you 8 years old watching Mississippi Burning, man?
I don't know.
That's fucked up, man.
My mum just educates. She just educates us, isn't it? But, you know, those things there, yeah, they're traumatic, they're and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, yeah, I mean, the thing people were saying was in Lovecraft Country, yeah, the characters had more agency than these characters. These
Yeah.
characters, they were taking a lot of shit.
Yeah.
The
and
woman
not
had
doing-
a lot of age. She was slapping back and all that. She was doing it properly. The man kind of like got his agency towards the end.
Yeah,
Before,
when he
yeah,
shoots the
like
fence.
I thought he made idiotic decisions
Yeah.
from the beginning because like your wife has had that trauma done to her. She's had that bad thing happen to her. I'm not going to say what it was so I don't spoil it for everyone.
Yeah.
But what makes you then think you're going to move to an all-white neighborhood in a segregated America that is not going to welcome you there? What logic does that have? That had no logic from what just happened with his wife. If he's going to move to LA, yeah, move to what? Move to the safe areas. Just thinking about what happened to your wife.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Therefore that kind of like killed off the believability for me. I was like, nah, I can't believe he would move to this place thinking it's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Like, the fuck are you doing? Your wife has just gone through all that, and then you're gonna move her to this.
Yeah.
Nah.
Kind of
So
switching
that
the
kinda
subject. Switching the subject off them, yeah. I feel like what part of the problem is now is as black people, when Get Out came out, we was hyped because we was like, oh shit, now we got black horror. Like we never really had that before. And it's like sick. That's cool. Same with now these series, with Lovecraft, and the same with the movie with Us, and them as well. And it's like, all right, cool. But it's like, it's getting a little bit samey. It's a little bit like, all right, we get it. White people were evil. All right, cool. Racism, blah, 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 blah. And it paints us in a quite a one-dimensional way. And what we need more of is like...
Have you seen that one, Blinded by the Light? You seen that one?
Nah.
Blinded by the Lights, yeah? That's set in Luton, actually.
Okay.
You probably like that. So it's what country is the kid from? I'm not sure if he's Pakistani, if he's Indian, I can't remember, but he living in Luton in the early 80s, yeah?
Same.
And it's got like some characters, they move, like some characters do move to like the white neighborhood.
Yeah.
That is the racist white neighborhood, and they're getting abused bad, isn't it? Like all people pissing and shitting through their letterbox, all that kind of stuff and everything. And then he finds like solace in the music of Bruce Springsteen or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like, because the way they did it in there, it's like, yeah, you show him getting people being horrible to him and everything, but then as well, he's kind of like, he's got his own agency, and he starts building up his resistance mentally to it all and stuff.
Okay. I see what you're saying, but that ain't what I'm saying. I'm saying, where is the black Friday night dinner? Where's the black suits? Where's the black?
Oh, like, right, yeah. I get you. Yeah.
Where's this normal black people? Like, where's
that's what I've been saying for a long time. That
everyone's been saying it. Yeah, everyone's been saying it
because people did a questionnaire one time in Camden. These guys came around and they were like, "What would we doing a new black film or whatever?
Would you want it to be about? Do you want it to be about drugs, or do you want it to be about?
I said I want it to be about normal 3-dimensional characters rather than the same old stereotypes.
Okay, cool. 3-dimensional. So he's got 3 guns, yeah, right? And 3 baby mothers. Yeah. I think what I said. Yeah.
So, and that's the same thing I want to see if it was to do with like the Blinded by the Lights thing. They kind of did that well. Yeah, they did it. That was quite. I thought they did that quite well because it was 3-dimensional characters in that. Yeah. Whereas like other things I've seen is all 1-dimensional people. So like people are saying they want more, like the Cosby Show, innit? Yeah. Things like that. That did it well. Yeah. Back in the 90s or the 80s and 90s, and then now it's like all gone one way. So yeah, you can have these shows, but then you need the other shows as well to balance it.
100%. And I feel that's what it is. I feel like if we had again that 3-dimensional where we've got this, we've got that, we got all the different flavors, then we'd be cool. We'd be like, yeah, nah, we're cool with fucking mint chocolate chip. Like we don't mind it because, you know what I mean? But now
I think it'll come. It'll come because what it is, you got to think about it. Like in music, everything's running on trends, isn't it? So if you've seen all these Hollywood films, that every Hollywood trailer has got the high piano notes being played.
Yeah.
Everyone, it's just the trends. It goes through it, innit? So like before they had the trends where it's all the noise in every single trailer. Now it's and now it's the high piano thing. So then whatever's hot, they'll all decide to do that. So they saw Get Out. And they saw us and thought, oh fuck yeah, let's get in on this, let's get on this. But Lovecraft Country did it where the characters had strength and agency way better than this. But in this, they did like you know, they got there in the end. But even the end, you haven't seen the end yet, but basically, I don't know. I don't think it ended that well. I don't think it ended that well. No.
I'm about to watch it. Man, I just want to see some fun shit because I feel like, again, man, I feel like I don't need to see babies getting killed, but I do want to see. I want to see someone like me. You know what I mean? Just fucking living a normal life, wife and kids, doing your career, getting on with life.
Yeah, that's why those shows like My Wife and Kids and all that the Wayans brothers were doing. They're all really good for that, man, because they show like people just being normal. And then that actually breaks down racism in itself because it's not like the stereotype thing or whatever in the films. It's like showing people being normal. And then you know, then when they meet a person of that background, they're not going to treat them like they're something that's, you know, stereotyped in a movie or whatever. They just treat them like normal person, innit? So, well, that's the hope anyway. So that's why I think the Cosby Show was good. My Wife and Kids,
Fresh Prince.
Yeah, Fresh Prince. What else?
Desmond's.
Desmond's.
But like, why is it like again like Desmond's? Fucking, Real McCoy. Like, where's this now? Like, where is it? And we've had like Chewing Gum, which was cool.
See, I ain't got TV now, so I don't even know, man. Like, what was Chewing Gum? What was that on TV or what?
I was on BBC iPlayer, BBC Three.
Okay, yeah.
We did some good stuff, but we just need more, man. We need more, and we need more black directors and black storytellers telling black stories, which are just really normal. Some and again, it's a double-edged sword. We had the one of the heads of diversity on the BBC say that Idris Elba's character in Luther wasn't black enough. Because he didn't. Bearing in mind, I'm reading it. It's off a headline, so she might not have said this allegedly. Because he doesn't have any black friends and he doesn't eat Caribbean food. That he wasn't in
the show.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Was he meant to be Caribbean though?
Yeah, maybe, but that's like, I'm Caribbean. I don't eat fucking yardie food every day. You know what I mean? If you see me in like a month period or like a week period. You might not see me with any of my black mates. So you might not say, "Oh, you got no black friends." Like, it just depends who I see that day, innit? Yeah. It's again, you're getting it from both sides. You're like, you're not black enough. You're too black. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mad one, man.
It's a funny thing. It's a mad one, man. But we'll get there, man. But like I said, man, we just need more people telling real stories, man. Real stories, and enough of like, I don't ever want to see white people telling black stories anymore. I don't want to see that, like, because that's when I feel it goes too racial. It's like they're trying to put things in that aren't there. Like we spoke about the other day about the white guy coming to the black neighborhood and, hey, what you doing in our neighborhood, cracker? Like, fuck, like that.
What film was that?
In every fucking film, there's a scene where the white person goes to a black neighborhood and it's all dangerous for them. And in real life, that would never happen. Like, the fuck? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? So it's that kind of stuff that happens when you have white people putting words in black people's mouths. It's just it's not authentic. You're not getting a real situation. But yeah, man. Yeah, I said we weren't gonna go too long today. We covered a lot of topics, and we will next week we'll go deeper into the other TV stuff we watch. We'll talk about some new music that's come out. But yeah, what you got planned for the rest of the? What you got planned for the weekend, man?
Well, what I got to do this tomorrow? I'm doing a video advert for Competitions Daily. So
Okay,
check that
sick,
out.
sick.
Check their thing out. Competitions Daily UK. Just put that on Facebook. They're
Sick.
doing different competitions every week. I'm doing the voice. I'm the voice for their stuff in it. So
Sick.
then doing that, I'm doing some radio jingles for THC Radio as well. So
Heavy.
big up THC Radio. I've got my show on there next Tuesday. Chatting to a couple of labels about putting out this new Liquid tune.
Sick.
So it's looking good, innit? I'm just want to see what everyone's offering and
Yeah.
with the promotion wise, innit? Like what
Yeah.
Terry was saying, it's not really about the money now. It's about where it can get and what the promotion's going to be and what channels they can get to host a video where it'll get maximum
Yeah.
views and all that shit. So, you know, and
The dance labels are doing really good right now, man.
Yeah.
Some of these dance labels, I just got a song signed to them literally 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And I like looking at their Instagram page, got like 1 million fucking followers, and I was like, shit. Like some of these dance, like I know they put out a lot of music and stuff, but their platforms are really big. So even if you only get a couple of songs signed to some of these labels, you're still gonna do really well, like streaming wise, and obviously that's gonna help.
That's
help
what you
with
need. That's what you need to know, that okay, you're giving this tune to them. Can they get the most out of it?
Yeah.
Can they give it the most mileage?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm just like seeing, who can give it the most mileage with the streaming things and all this kind of stuff in it. So
yeah, I only ever sign off dance tracks because they're the ones I don't really care about. But like my stuff, I haven't been brave enough to do that yet. But with the dance stuff, I don't mind doing it because it's literally like, it's fun. It's like really fun work. So they're just sending me, a producer will send me some tracks and be like, yeah, man, we just want to get some energy, man. You got the energy? And I'll be like, yeah, fuck some fucking energy.
Yeah.
And I just shout some shit. They're like, oh, yeah, fucking hell. And then that's it, man. It's like, put it out. It's like, oh, sick. Like,
so what kind of tune is it that's going out there then?
This one, I don't remember the song. Like I've done so many for these producers. Like what happened is one producer heard something I'd done and was like, oh, can you voice some tracks for me? I was like, cool. So I think I did maybe 3 for him. Then another producer was like, oh, I got something, will you do these? I was like, yeah, cool. So I think in it, I've done about maybe 10, but like over like maybe some of them are like 2 years old. And what they'll do is they'll just take the vocals and then they'll be like, oh, don't like that beat, or put another beat. And
play around with it.
Yeah, and then they'll throw it back to me, and I'm like, I don't remember doing this, but it fucking sounds hype, man. Yeah, like, put it out, man. Sick. Like, and none of them have done they do really well, like PRS wise. But streaming wise, none of them have really done that well.
Okay.
But they get worldwide play. So yeah, it's cool. Like PRS wise, they do really well. And I'm hoping like I can just get to a point where one of them DJs is like, yo, I'm doing a festival tour, come with me. I'll be like, sick, jump on. Which is funny. That's how I started with Terry. Like, it was a case of, yo, just say some shit over my beats, man, while we fucking, you know what I mean, rave it up, man.
Yeah.
So I don't mind that kind of stuff. I won't mind doing that. So hopefully we'll get to that throughout the next year. I've been getting shows again, man. I've been getting a lot of bookings, but I've been turning a lot of them down. Yeah. Because I want to do it myself, man. Yeah. Like, even if I take a pay cut for the first year, I just want everything to be in-house.
Oh, you want to do like your own tour or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of them was kind of cool though, because I said, this is a show in Bedford. And he was like, how much do you want? And I said, I want 20% of the tickets. And he was like, sick. All right, cool. We'll do it as a joint promotion. Yeah. I'm like, that's the way I want to do it, man. I want to be promoting it as well. I don't want to do club nights. Shit got to be right, man. Shit got to be right. But yeah, apart from that, everything's cool. Everything's great. Everything's gravy. And I'm gonna go watch them while they watch me, and you lot watch us. But we'll be back next week on the How You Doing Mate podcast. Tell your friends, and tell your friends, and tell their friends. And Guys, stay blessed, look after yourselves, and we'll catch you next week. Peace and love. Safest. Let me hit this stop button.